Welcome to another exciting edition of the Voice of the College Nation radio show. I'm the chief host of College Genesis, broadcasting you from Monrovia, Liberia. And we're going to have a good time tonight, folks. Like I said, when you have topics like Black America's $1.5 trillion annual spending, who does it benefit? And this side note to the description says, that that the black dollar and the black community are two strangers in the night. We don't know each other. The black dollar is like that fine chick walking down the street that you can't get a hold of, you can't get a number, nothing like that. But she's giving all her love to some clown nigga that you can't stand and whatever. Remember those days and whatnot? We got a little cute little Latoya. You're like, oh man, if she could just be my girl or whatever like that, we'd be so happy. I know I could make her happy. That's how Black America is, the black business community, bro, with the black dollar. All I need is the black dollar. All I need is little Latoya. All I need is such and such. And it never happens. It's like, we're on a losing streak. How is it that the white man, $1.5 trillion makes everybody in this country rich? We done made Jews rich for generations, Italians riches. We're making friggin' Chinese people rich. All these other bloodsuckers that are coming into the black community, sucking us dry and everything like that, providing us with stuff that we should be providing for ourselves, but we're so disorganized as a community, and there's people who benefit from that. People benefit from our disorganization. So this is going to be an enlightened show tonight. So I would advise you tonight to stop what you're doing, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. We're almost there, folks. Getting up to that magic number of 1,000 subscribers. Once that happens, we're going to be monetized and all things are going to change. Trust me, it's going to be, when we hit 1,000 subscribers, the revolution is going to begin. This channel is going to explode, and this movement is going to explode. Because, like I said, once y'all get pushed into the algorithm, and next thing you know, the channel starts growing. Next thing you know, before you know it, by the end of the summer, we could have like 2,000 subscribers, right? Then 3,000, then 4,000. This keeps going. Once you hit that 1,000 subscribers, the numbers just keep going up. I'm going to start doing small videos and stuff like that, add more content, stuff like that. I don't know what to do, but, I might have to start doing some trolling videos and stuff like that. Maybe that might help it. The thing is, I don't do troll videos out there. That's the whole thing. I don't get involved with beefs and discussions with other YouTubers and everything like that. That's what people seem to want. I'll talk about certain things. Like tonight, I'm looking at this Bag family situation in the Gambia. It's just really sad. People say, well, Colin, what do you think about that? Look, the whole thing is this. Like I said, on one hand, I feel sorry for the Bag family. I like them and everything. Then another hand is we have a movement that basically, if the wrong people keep representing the movement, right, the repatriation movement, it could fail by people not like myself, not standing up and saying what's right, what's wrong, what's right and what's wrong. So people have to go and tell people what's right and wrong. Like I'll tell people all the time, in my opinion, right? You can take it for all you worth, right? I don't believe in this grabbing passport shit. It's like, just to show you, it's vanity. I know black America, it's just vanity. When you basically want to talk about racism, whatever like that, you're like, well, I got a passport too, Sierra Leone. Now, the ranking of a passport is like ranking one of the dead last passports in the world. Can't really get you no place. It couldn't get you in Egypt or Morocco and everything like that. There's no value in that passport. So other than going to Sierra Leone, I guess now they want you to come twice a year, like a cooling off period to renew your citizenship and also like that. And pretty soon they're gonna start asking more money. And rightfully so, they're gonna start asking you for more of a commitment, right? If you're holding a passport. So if you're U.S. A Sierra Leone citizenship, how much taxes are you sending to the Sierra Leone government? Ain't enough to hold somebody's passport. You got to contribute to the society, So all those things, man, I'm against. If you want to go do it, go right ahead, But I don't do it, right? So when it fails or whatever like that, do not say, "Oh, look at this! Somebody did this." I never told anybody to go get dual passports. To me, in my vantage point, the only passport you really need is the United States passport if you're living in Africa, right? I'm dead serious. And more this is clear because Ricky from the Bag family, he was one to tell me when he saw Ricky when the last time we went to Gambia 2 years ago, he was talking all this shit about America, American government, this, blah, blah, blah. But Ricky is facing a serious charge of gun possession, illegal firearm, right? But guess who he runs to for help? The United States. Now, you look like a complete fool after you denounced the United States government. You said America was racist. You said like that. But yet you're going and crawling back to say, see, me personally, like I told the idiot St. James, I make no mistake. I'm a U.S. citizen. For all that's worth, whatever it means, I'm a U.S. citizenship, right? Because the bottom line is, I know for a fact that the matter is, I'm be honest with you, I love Africa right now, but there's certain realities on this continent. For instance, you got police officers here in these countries that don't make a whole lot of money, right? When they basically start threatening you or shaking you down, or anybody could just decide to arrest you and next thing detain you and stuff like that and hem you up, and you got to come up out of your money. It happens. This is reality. This is reality living in a poor region. That stuff happens. So when after you experience the police in these countries, because like I tell you, last year I was arrested in Liberia. It was not fun. I knew what they were trying to do, but the bottom line, I realize now that at checkpoints in these countries they have checkpoints everywhere. Why, I have no idea, but you just got to obey them. I was at a checkpoint and I had my camera. They thought I was videotaping, and they tell you that you're not allowed to videotape, even though the checkpoint was inside the country. What was explained to me was, even though it's the checkpoints inside the country, right? They check inside the country before you even get to the border to go to the border. So like you're an international boundaries right there because it's a checkpoint. And so therefore I had my camera. I wasn't videotaping, but they thought I was videotaping. So they went through my camera, everything like that, took my passport, blah, 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 detained me in this room or whatnot, connections. I'm back. Okay, strong. Okay, connections. I'm back. No, but like I said, so if you're basically going to traveling to another country, you have to make sure your documents and all that stuff like that's in order. Don't listen to an idiot like St. James about Carla. Why are you trucking into the U.S.? Because I'm a freaking American citizen, you freaking moron. You know? Yeah, I make sure that the government, the United States, knows I'm here. I tell them why I'm here, how long I'll be here. So if anything happens, if I need emergency evacuation, I can do it. If I need emergency medical assistance, I can do it because they know me, they have me in the system and everything. That's just intelligent, you know? So why would you throw that away to make some sort of statement, of making a statement towards America and stuff like that? Just that level, you that. In the meantime, best you can. Well, get like this, So what it is, So and so everybody wants that. So that shop furniture. So Press one if you can hear me speak. Press one if you can hear me speak. Testing, testing. Press one if you can hear me speak. Okay. All right. So I don't know why my thing is blank tonight. I don't know what's going on with my let me see. Shift one layout. I don't know what the heck is going on with my picture. My lovely picture. Let's see. Color Genesis. So layout. What the hell is my picture? I have no idea. No, why my picture's not showing up tonight? I have no idea. So I don't know why my picture's not showing up. The name pops up, but my picture's not showing up. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know. So we're just talking to a blank screen tonight. I had no idea what's going on with this thing. So I have no idea what StreamYard's doing tonight. It's always something. So there's something. So I'm gonna continue with the show as best I can. I'm gonna see how long I can do the show. If not, if it keeps messing up, I'll just have to wait. I'll just have to wait till I get back to the States to do a show, and everything like that. Because the internet in this country is really choppy. It goes in and goes out and whatnot. So that's what ruins the show, So I don't know what's going on with this, but hopefully I can get it fixed. But anyway, folks, tonight's topic is about Black America's $1.5 trillion annual spending power. Who does it benefit? Well, I'll tell you right now, it doesn't benefit me, it doesn't benefit us, and everything like that. Now, we're just now starting to get more and more Black people supporting Black. But the thing is, though, Black people have an argument, right? We always say we get bad service when we go to a Black-owned business, which is somewhat true. We get the stank attitudes and whatnot, the stankitudes. I call stankitudes, stank attitudes and whatnot. And all the people, how people make you feel uncomfortable, unwelcomed, or whatever like that. Or the bougie, arrogant, stuff like that. I got a business, you don't, blah, 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 blah. All that hinders you're wanting to participate into a Black business. You're like, damn, I go to the white businesses, they're so grateful. So it's more nuanced than people claim it is. Like, we have fat actor Wendell Pierce, whatever his name is. He thought that he was going to start a grocery store somewhere in Baton Rouge or Louisiana, and it failed, right? he thought the black people were gonna say, "Oh, we got a grocery store," and so I guess that was his life project, whatnot. And it's funny how Wendell, this guy is around, right? Where people don't really know that, but he's very active in the community. He was out there stumping for Barack Obama. Yeah, what? I'm taking it out. All right, stumping for Barack Obama during the presidential to speak to black men and whatnot. But anyway, that failed. That project failed, and probably Barack Obama rescued. I see your career is not going well in acting and everything. So let me basically get you on the game about how to revise your relevancy. We'll send you out there to talk to black men, go to the barber shops or whatnot. That's what he was saying. But anyway, a few years ago, like a decade ago, he came up with this idea of cell phone grocery stores and everything like that. And all these things usually fail. And it was so strange reason. They always fail. These black empowerment thing. I tell this story all the time, right? It's one of my stories, right? College, I always tell them a story, right? Okay, this story happened in 2000. Let me use this 2010 or 11. Can't remember the year, right? I was in a place called Emporia, Virginia, right? Never forget this as long as I live, right? Never forget this as long as I live. Anyway, when I learned about the city Emporia is like a real rural city. But they had some Black Power movement, I heard back in the 70s, where black people got together. When I basically tried to learn more about it. Black people started doing their own thing, but and then I said, "Where's that now?" Anyway, one day I'm driving on the back streets in Emporia, right? And I came across when I was about to make a U-turn, I came across this old abandoned warehouse. And I sat there for a minute, right? Turned my car, sat there a minute, looking at this big giant mural on the side of the warehouse. It had Ujama, cooperative economic. It was a warehouse, right? I was saying to myself, and it had kids carrying baskets of fruit and everything like that. Everybody working together in the spirit of Ujama, blah, 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 blah. And the paint looked faded. It looked like it was something you could tell it was like back in the 70s, And so I'm looking at this picture like, I look at the warehouse all abandoned, weeds growing in there and stuff like that. The property like really abandoned. I said to myself, what the hell happened here? I was always speculate. That's our asking questions. They say, oh yeah, the Black Power movement came here, and I guess they didn't work. I tried to get black people to, get into farming and blah blah blah. That's what happens when, like I said, you do things half-ass or you don't. You have people do stuff that you don't know what you're doing. We didn't know how to really build supply chains and stuff like that. We didn't really, like I said, we're not really serious when it comes to like business on that level, right? And then we basically sit there and wonder why our movements don't take off, or why people don't support us the way other people do. And when I say, "Where's the black dollars at?" Yeah, it's where people appreciate their money. Hold up. They take it where people could appreciate their money. Let me tell you something, folks. If you don't know, like there's this girl put out this video, right? And I got a little feedback, and I kind of agree with this, right? She was like, I'm sick and tired of hearing about financial literacy and all this kind of stuff like that, like voice blocking and financial literacy. How you gonna have financial literacy when people ain't got no money? That basically saying things are systemic. You can't just teach somebody we're gonna financially teach ourselves literacy to get ourselves out of a situation. We have a serious situation of benign neglect in this country, and basically the way they have us Black Americans thing that Black America is so unstable that we don't build anything in our communities. I always ask the question, why don't we have the jobs, factories, and warehouse where we live at? Why don't we have trucking depots? Why don't we have all these things that they're right within proximity, within a mile radius where we live? Why is it that we got to go to city, state to state, and whatnot? Your mama working, you live in New York, your mama got to work in Philly every day, take a plane to Philly every day to go to work. Your daddy's working in Connecticut and whatnot. Y'all have no family time together. You're all over the place, but you're making the money, but ain't no family life. You don't get to know each other. The only time you see the family or see each other is during the funerals, if you're lucky. You see each other at funerals. So who decided all this? It surely hell wasn't us. And in the meantime, we don't have. I remember when I was growing up. You know, I lived in South Jamaica, Queens, right? And I used to always live. I was most of my grandparents when I was a kid. To be honest with you, right? I was mostly raised by my grandparents, not raised, but my parents were there. But it's an old black thing. When your grandparents pick you as the favorite, guess what? You're the favorite. I was that. I was picked by my grandfather, his favorite, when I basically took me from my parents. And that's the thing with you. You didn't question it. Grandpa took a liking to you, a special liking to you. Every weekend, every summer, you went to go stay with them and everything like that. Whenever you get a chance, that was it. That's how our community operated. We respected the elders. The elders knew best. That's what we were. So, but I used to be in Queens with my grandparents all the time, right? Part of the Queens where they lived there all the time. And I remember all the time, it was a fun thing going out to Green Acres in Queens, Long Island, the Pathmark Mall, whatever like that. I used to love going there. And then I used to say, even when I was a kid, right, we had grocery stores in our neighborhood, right? But we never went there. We always went outside the community to go shopping and anything like that because that was a treat. We went to Pathmark Mall, right? There was always this pizza place and a little arcade game room in there and stuff like that, And we used to always love doing that. My grandparents, take us shopping and everything. It was like a real nice ride out in the country part of Queens and Long Island, And so therefore, so therefore, that's what black people did, back in the days when we didn't want to be freaking, be clustered in some community, whatever like that. So like I said, so the black so-called community suffered because you go to the black store, there was a grocery store up the way. I mean, the only people that went there was like people who wanted like a 40 ounce of liquor, a bottle of beer and stuff like that, just, cigarettes and, things like that. But when we were shopping, man, you did not go to the black grocery store. You were shopping. You went to Brooklyn. You went to Long Island. You went to Pathmark. You went to ShopRite. That was status, And you came in there and they see ShopRite bags in your car. That was status. You went to ShopRite. You got a load of car like that. You ain't getting some cheap food from the neighborhood and when somebody's selling you some pig feet and some crab that they caught, whatever like that, So like I said, we have never really. So how do you basically? How would the black person in the community compete with Pathmark or ShopRite? You can't. People say, "Oh yes, you can." Call it. That's like this Wendell Pierce thought. Look, I worked for a logistics company when I was 18 years old. My first meal job. I worked for a logistic distribution house that supplied with ShopRite, right? And I learned how the operation worked. And I said, this is intricate. They bring in goods and stuff, bulk, break it down, right? And their sole operation is supplying all the ShopRites in the tri-state area with groceries. And they said you have to keep the shelves stacked. So when they go around and put the counter in, okay, we sold 3 loaves of bread. Guess what? That goes to the warehouse. Okay, they always got to make sure them shelves are full at all times. That's how it goes, And so therefore I'm saying to myself, that means you have to have a guaranteed customer base, And so therefore the white companies like ShopRite, whatever like that, are not thinking about if it's a white dollar, a black dollar. They're not going to be fair and say, something, we're only going to target the white community because it'd be too much for us to take the black man's dollar. We want to encourage the black people to go spend money in their own community or not. We're going to bar black people from coming. No, it doesn't work like that. Well, there's Alexander's, Macy's, all these people. These things are designed to suck the life out of every corner of America, including Black America. That's the reality. That's the reality of living as a minority group in America, Dusty Brother says, was a pizza out the pizza Simp Police in the house, Dark Migo and all the usual. I don't know how long it was big to show. It's a short notice show, so Dusty Brother says, salute to all the dusty people in America and those on the continent. Man, Congo is selling out that country to the United States. I guess Congo is going to no. The thing is, the difference is, bro, people have this misconception about Liberia being sold out. Liberia never sold out to the United States. Liberia had a private enterprise with Firestone, but never really had any real agreements with the United States government. There's never been any U.S. military here. There's never been any real major businesses here and whatnot. Liberia has always been stickler about their sovereignty and their independence, So it's not the same thing. The Congo, that president of the Congo is nothing but a friggin' straight up coon, you know? Type Congo is going to be the new Liberia. I don't know look, Dusty Brothers, get your information from here. Get it from College Genesis. That's bullshit. Congo is not going to be the new Liberia, People have this idea. I think people overestimate America, They overestimate America, They wish if Congo was the new Liberia, it'd be good. I'm in Liberia right now. Liberia is the only free black country, to be honest with you. This is the only free black. When you come here, you'll see it. The real estate, the modernization, everything is controlled by black Africans here. So I wish the Congo was like Liberia, but it'll never be a Liberia because Congo is basically controlled by the French, the Belgian, and all these other forces out there. Congo could only wish it could be like Liberia. Yeah. Wendell Pierce. I look. Bottom line, that's what happens when you got money and you're stupid. If at the time he was doing that, if he would have got some advice from some of us on the ground and like that, said, no, dude, man. You don't do that. What you can do, Wendell, right? If you, first of all, I would like to know, where was he getting his produce from? He says fresh fruits or anything. Does he understand produce only has this, please? Produce you only talk about 7 days. You buy a thing of apples after 7 days. If it ain't sold, you got to discard them. Where do you do that? See, your big food chains and food stores got a way out. They donated to pantries and stuff like that. Whatever they don't sell, they sell to the pantries, and they write that all off as a tax thing. He wasn't set up like that. When people will basically have to go. If let's say you're selling peaches, right? Peaches are in season in this state, but maybe in season in Georgia for these 3 months. But in this month, right, you might have to go to Montana to get it. So you got to have a well-spited. Why people don't want to hear, we're out of peaches because like this. You got to have a supply chain ready in case thing. So, yeah, he talking about that barbershop. That's what they think we are. They think we're stupid. I'm gonna go to the barbershop, do barbershop talk, black men and whatnot. Nigga, you failed, man. You just what to show your whole your grocery store thing shows you out of touch with the average black person. Those people think they know us and they don't. They don't know us at all. You can't just come around the barbershop and talk to us about politics and whatnot. Think we're just gonna do something. Yeah, Simply knows exactly what I'm talking about. Perishables. When you're dealing with bread and fruit, because I used to work for a distribution company, a bread company, and I worked for them. I was a contractor, They gave me my own bread truck. I lasted 1 month, man. I said I had to give it up, man. I had to give it up. Because I had to go back to my stores, right? Anything that had an expiration date, I had to bring back and put new stuff out there and whatnot. Just a thing. Before you can put stuff on the shelf, the bread and the cookies and all that stuff, the cakes and everything, you have to take all the stuff back and you got to log all that in, and that information goes back to the warehouse. It was like a mess. And then from there, the warehouse sells it to thrift stores and stuff like that. It's look, if you don't know what you're talking about doing, right, stay out of business. I'm just dead serious. Telling a lot of black people, a lot of black people, they want to be told, oh yeah, you can just get a business and we're just going to do black. But no, it's going to take a lot. Business is hard. I've done it. I was in the food distribution, several times in my life. It's difficult. That's probably the most difficult thing you could do is dealing with perishable foods, because you don't have a window of opportunity to screw up. You don't. You got like about 2 weeks, and that's what the Nation of Islam found out with your grocery store. They had trucks. They had purchased trucks. We had raised money and we had purchased Nation of Islam trucks and whatnot. They had farms down in Georgia. What happened? You had a huge market right there in Chicago. What they should have did was the stuff that they make bean pies with, right? And the dairy, they should have made bean pies and they should have made their own ice cream, right? That would have sold. They should have made bean pie sauce and put it in cans, right? And then sold it to restaurants and made the bean pie could create demand for it by making bean pie pies popular to the average person. But no, bean pie was just something they kept to themselves and maybe sell it on the side of the street, whatever like that. So they ain't going to real business, you know. And so instead of basically them growing fruit and everything like that to sell to factories, where factories could do food processing and stuff like that, they tried to put the stuff on shelves and everything, and the food went bad and rotted. Yeah, rotted potatoes, yeah, rotted sweet potatoes and stuff like that. What happens when you got people out there with their passion and they don't know real business, you know? When are black people gonna let real black people? I don't know. The only way it's gonna happen is nationhood. You know, we got real people empowered to do the thing from A to Z to do real business. You know. So it was just a real sad situation in Nation of Islam. But the thing is, they wasted so many people's money. I donated to that 3-year economic plan. You know, I donated lots of money. I bought the final call. When I was in my young man, I really believed in the Nation of Islam. You know, I went to like that, we're gonna have our own farms, we're gonna have our own this, whatnot, you know. Look, let me tell you something first. I'm a first person to have seen it all. I have been let down so many times. That's why when somebody like Prince B comes up here and talk about Carla, you need to do this. You need to do this. You need to follow this. Dude, I've been there and done that. I watched so many movements, basically, when it comes to business and stuff like that, screw it up because they don't know what they're doing. They don't want to listen. And they just want to go out there and do their own thing and everything. And they expect the community to support them on what they do. Business is real. People's money is real. People's time is real. So if you don't know what you're doing, you know, you got to just let it go, you know, and let somebody they come up with a real plan and let people who know what they're doing do it, you know. It may be somebody that you don't like. He may be somebody that don't have the fiery speech or, you know, the passion and to rouse you up and everything. But this person may know what he's doing, right? We don't want people like that in our community. We want people that make us feel good. You know, he makes me feel good, man, like this. I don't want to be felt good anymore, man. I want to see real results. And I don't give a damn who that person is. The guy could be a lame, he could be a nerd, he could be whatever like that. But if he got a plan and he wants to do it, I'll support it. I do not care about anybody's style in this situation anymore. You know, I don't care about that no more. All I care about is winning. You know, if we're not going to win, man, we just got to just give it up. You know, so Black America's $1.5 trillion annual spending power. You know, who's the benefit? It sure the hell ain't benefiting us, right? Now, there's some people running around. I don't believe it, right? But they say, oh, Trump's bringing back segregation. No, he's not, you know. There's a lot of stupid stuff in these civil rights laws that he's probably just getting rid of, right? But let's say that is the case, right? Segregation, which is stupid, you know, to even think that, you know, that could happen, you know. That means basically, theoretically, let's say we went back to a segregated society, right? I would be rich overnight. Why? Because imagine, see, in my business, right? Insurance and consultancy and everything like that. I run a tight business. I'm not the ordinary business. I deal with top level business and transactions that's beyond the comprehension of most people, you know? So therefore, basically, I'm like this, you know? Dude, I'm on here. So I'm basically like saying to myself, if I was, and I'm dealing with business with a lot of competition, with a lot of the races and everything. Now, if everybody stuck to their own race, right? my business would quadruple. You know, I live in a large black area. If all the black people say, you know something, I'm gonna go into Kyle's office to get a new policy to get in like that, I'm not gonna deal with it. We're going back to segregation. Man, I would be rich. But the white man, yeah. So anybody that's talking all this, we're gonna be segregated stuff, they're really stupid and ignorant. You know, the last thing the white man wants is to part ways with that $1.5 trillion year. Not just that, black people basically are big people when it comes down to now investment groups like the Payne Weber, Fidelity, and whatnot, and noticing more and more black people opening up business portfolios for the first time. There's more and more black people who are looking for mortgages, second mortgages, and all this stuff like this. So you're talking about billions and billions of dollars for business. More and more black people are buying cars, brand new cars, and everything like that. Do they really want to lose all that money? I remember I show you a thing, a thing years ago. I'll never forget this, right? I remember back in the 70s, right? When I was a kid, right? I remember seeing a black man with an afro on an advertisement for, or maybe it wasn't in the 70s, but it was an old magazine I saw. Maybe I saw this by, man, it couldn't, it wasn't 70s. I wasn't conscious about car. I was a little kid back then. But it was a friggin', and I used to subscribe to Motor Trend magazine, while most 19-year-olds were out there chasing girls and whatnot. All I cared about was cars. I cared about muscle cars. I wanted a Mustang GT. I wanted an IROC. I had a Camaro, when I was 18, 19, all I cared about was cars, engines and cars and whatnot, tires and everything like that, headers, what I'm saying? That's all I cared about was cars. But so I used to have a subscription to Muscle Car Magazine and Motor Trend Magazine. I never forget this. I seen this one. It was an advertisement from a throwback advertisement from 1978, right? It showed a black man with an afro driving a Pontiac Firebird. And then basically I started researching more about this, right? This time period, right? I knew at that time period there was see, you understand something. Businesses need the black community to make a decision in market share, a market share. Coke and Pepsi was battling each other for the black dollar, McDonald's and Burger King was like, that's why you saw all these McDonald's commercials that were black and Burger King commercials that were black. Why? Because when you have the market share, you write the rules. Whoever has a market share are the ones that write the rule in the market. If McDonald's was the king of the burgers, they're the ones that's setting the trend, everything like that, If Burger King was that, they would be setting the trends. Who decided that? It's this one community that decides who's gonna what group, what business is going to dominate. Well, it was Coke versus Pepsi or McDonald's versus thing. It was the black community, right? So the bottom line is, and also every time you see a commercial, right, they make sure they include us in it. Why? Because some people like to say, "Oh man, America's so racist." If America's so racist, they wouldn't care about the black dollar. Every time you look around, say you can't turn on a TV without seeing a black person in a commercial. Why? Because they know if they don't do that, then black people start gravitating towards their competitors. So that's why they said, no, we may not like black people, but goddamn, they do spend a lot of money. But we have never learned how to use that power that we have to harness our thing by talking about products and stuff like that. We're like almost afraid to like come out and endorse different products and different things and whatnot. I say there's one guy that got that everybody hates. Black people hate this food critic. Yeah, food critic out there. He getting death threats and everything, and he goes around to a lot of black businesses, restaurants, and whatnot. He leaves honest the God opinion, right? And people don't like that. So I said to myself, that's actually good, and we can start improving black businesses. We have more and more coming up, man. More and more black businesses are moving to the suburbs, and they're improving. A lot of restaurants, stuff like that. There's a lot of improving. Bars and restaurants opening up, in black suburbia and stuff like that. So that's change is happening right now. In other words, you don't have to basically everything nice don't have to always be white. So like I said, we're living in a different time period. That's why I said when people say, "Oh, we're gonna be segregated," okay, whatever. Just tell those scary ass niggas to shut up or not. Scary ass Negroes. Oh, we're gonna be segregated. They're gonna put us in the back of the bus and whatnot. But like people who are business people like me, like we would love to be segregated because I have all those black dollars to myself. Doesn't matter. I love my Camaros, Monte Carlos, Impalas. Yeah, but college business is based on location, product, and necessity. Yeah, we know business based on location. But why is it all their business are always located in areas where we're at, and we don't have no businesses located where we're at? I know that part that business is based on location, but we not look our business, but they're just not our black business is not located where we're located. That's because in black areas, right, the Chinese can get away with friggin' health code violations and also like that. And a lot of people in foreign countries that come here, they pay their own people slave wages. Like people say, "Oh, I like the Indians and whatnot." Yeah, look, we see an Indian owning a gas station or 7-Eleven. Don't be envious of him, because I know for a fact a lot of times that Indian, his family is living in that stock room for like 7 or 8 years before they can move out. And they're not seeing any money and profit. Everything is on consignment. They're not seeing any real money and profit to like freaking a decade. The stuff that we don't want to do. We don't want to sacrifice like 10 years of our life putting into a store and everything like that. So we don't want to do that. So we have to find a way how to basically channel our money into things. I think online stuff is a good idea. Online businesses is a good idea. Dusty Bro said, bottom line is that most people in this country are frugal except for us. Black people spend most money in the country. We have money. We don't use. You understand something, Dusty Brothers? I used to get mad at black people that are spending, right? Yeah. That is the truth, though, man. I'm not making fun, Dark Migo, about suicide, but I've seen it. I've seen it with my own eyes, man. I've been seeing this one guy that owns an Exxon gas station around not 7-Eleven, Exxon gas station. Sometimes 7-Eleven and Exxon here are mixed together, right? It's like 7-Eleven and Citgo. Sometimes 7-Eleven, Exxon, 7-Eleven and Citgo. Anyway, Indian guy, man, he's a nice guy and everything, older guy, whatever like that. But sometimes you go in there and the wife, man, with Indians, they have their wife. Their wives will stick to the ride or die, man, And that's one thing they don't have to worry about, dating and stuff like that, because they always got a chick that they're gonna bear their children and be by their side and everything like that. But she went in there one day, man. She had a little behind the counter. She had a little rug and she was taking a nap on the floor. I was like, felt bad, man. I was like, wow, man. I was like, I didn't say nothing, but that's just their life, man. She was just trying to catch a couple Z's in the middle of the afternoon. She was laying on the floor, man. Like, people live. That's how they live. You see an Indian in a storage unit that owns a storage business like a jackrabbit, you can rest assured they're living in one of those storage units. You see them in a hotel, they're living in that damn hotel. They got their grandmama in that hotel. I've seen it. You go to Indian or whatnot, all of a sudden you say such, oh, hell, Mr. Patel, hey, how you doing? Like that. You go in there, you see this old Indian lady with a dot on her head and whatnot, and they're basically like this, So I'm like, they be living in these places, man. You think, oh, you jealous of them because they live in a hotel? No, they're living in that damn hotel, man. They got their grandmama and everybody from India when I can't speak a lick of English living in there with them, Not a pretty life. I don't think black people in America want to live that immigrant. Only immigrants can make it as far as like businesses concerned in America. Only immigrants, because they got a low standard of living. As soon as your standard of living comes up a little bit, you ain't gonna make that sacrifice, Hell no, Phantom Collar. What's that? Yeah, I know. What you call? I don't know why my picture's gone and whatnot. Maybe people don't like my pretty face no more, so they took it. Oh, I got it. I know what it is. No wonder. Oh my God, no wonder what it is, man. I had my camera on. I'm sitting in the dark with cameras on and whatnot. I don't wonder. No wonder. Thanks, G. I just figured that out, man. I figured out what the hell is going on, man. I forgot to turn my fucking camera off. Oh man, gee, yeah, you're worth something, man. I can't believe it, man. You helped me out, man. I owe you for that. I owe you for that, man. Now I get to look at my beautiful face all while I'm doing my show, which keeps me going all the time. But it is what it is. So where do we get that 1.5 trillion dollars? What do we do with it? Does anybody think that we're ever gonna have? Look, if we look 1.5 trillion dollars, if we could even get 10% of that, that's good. 10% of 1.5 trillion is what? 15 billion, something like that. I don't know. Imagine that money going into black businesses and stuff like that, black institutions and everything like that. Imagine if we can get 10% of black American wealth of money and wealth back into our communities, making loans in banks and stuff like that. Imagine if we could take 10% money and start our own black-owned stock exchange. Imagine that. Imagine that. You know something? Right now, people are talking about I need my reparations, like my great brother Bantu Mandinka. I hope he calls in tonight, right? Him and Jonathan Miller. Now, these brothers, man, if we ever figure out a plan how to get black dollars into black hands, wham, there'll be a reparation right there. We wouldn't need white America, right? Give me what we already have, $1.5 trillion. We can get at least 10% of that money flowing back into black America as far as like banks, stock exchange, businesses, stocks, bonds, and purchase and investment clubs and everything like that. Okay. Simply to the man. 10% of 1.5 trillion, 170 billion. Can you imagine that? There's the reparations right there. That's more money than we could ever spend. We could build our own country with that. We could literally build our own nation with the 10% of the money income we earn every year. So the bottom line is this: Black America. And you think, look, every time you see death and destruction in Black America, it's not done. That's why I don't get mad at people like Young Thug. These people are paid and done away because they need death and destruction in Black America to keep us unstable. They need an unstable, violent, dysfunctional Black community to keep us under control. That's how they do it. That's why the drug dealers run the streets. That's why they sell them. They give a Big Meech a big party and celebration, probably a movie. They're probably gonna give Big Meech Academy Award. Why not? Why not? He was a drug dealer. He sold drugs. Why not? Although I know the truth is Big Meech. These guys come from middle class background. Look, I'm from these sort of neighborhoods, right? The Black middle class are the biggest sellouts in the world. The people always think the problem is in the hood. No, it's Black middle class people, Black middle class community that produces Pappy Masons, Fat Cat Nichols, and all these other people. Because we had the education, the money, the time, and we had the not caring about our own people to let that drugs spread. It was people in the Black upper class, the Black educated class, and the connected class that help facilitate the drug trade and even the record degradation in our culture. Sellouts. But that's what it is. So if you basically understand that there's a lot of money in Black destruction because they don't, that $1.5 trillion, do you think they want that money circulating into Black businesses, Black banks? Of course not, because we become a threat to them. The reason why they hold us in place right now is because everybody know that even myself, that when it comes down to it, right, I ain't gonna get so much out of line because I know I gotta do business with these people. I know who butters my bread. Whether it's me, Simply, everybody like that, we gotta do business. We gotta live in their world. They know that. Yeah, the thing is, that's in hindsight, man. Like I said, I'm a product of integration, right? Because we were so overwhelmed with. Let me say like this, Eddie Thor. This is very difficult. What I'm about to say. Unfortunately for us, Black America, right? Unfortunately for us, We bear the burden of trying to right America's wrongs. So while we're trying to make this country look like it's a just country and it's a fair country, it's a racial harmony, we have to bear the scars of that, And what price of that is we have to put America first, the future of America first, the racial harmony first, all the stuff like that first, before we think about what's best for us. Yes, stay in our own community, forget about integration, what's in our best interest. But the bottom line, Black people were chosen to be the lightning rod. Where's a white man's version of Dr. Martin Luther King? Where's the white man version of Fannie Lou Hamer or Medgar Evers and stuff like that? Where are the white people's version of I Have a Dream and all stuff like this? They don't exist. Where's the Chinese version of Martin Luther King? It don't exist. Where's this Chinese March on Washington? Why is it us? And for the first time in our history, like with the immigration thing going on, we're taking a step back, saying, you know something, we don't care about anybody's issues no more. Where Black America is at the point now where we want to worry about ourselves. That's what you see right now in Black America. That's why we're standing down when there's immigration and all this DEI, all the stuff like that don't directly affect Black America. We're not really caring about, because I think we just reached a point where we just had enough. We've been caping for everybody else. Japanese getting turned, oh, we're up in arms. Oh, well, how can you do that to the Japanese? They turn around, they spit on us. The Oriental Exclusion Act was so racist and whatnot, blah, blah, blah. Now Chinese come to hate us. The Vietnamese, they have this hatred for us. They went against us with affirmative action, try to get us kicked out of colleges for affirmative action, whatnot. After everything we did for them to come here to America to get rid of their racist immigration laws and everything, at some point in time, Black people say, you know something, we've had enough. Now who's going to take on the role of being America the great? I think we'll let white people do it. I'm done. I really don't give a damn about this country ever harmonizing with race and everything. I really don't care anymore. I think the fear is, see, the whole thing is this, folks. What they fear is this. They always dangled America to us as this friggin' lollipop. You say, hey, you want to lick, right? Black people, oh yeah, give me some of that lollipop. Give me some of that ice cream. Give me some of that American ice cream. I like that. But when the fact of the matter is, when they hold that ice cream cone up to you, right, they're basically, we're saying, you know something, I think not. I'm on my diet. I think I'm watching my calories and everything like that. What? We offered you a chance at America and stuff like that, and we're saying we don't care. We don't care. If you want to give it to us, fine. But if you don't give me the ice cream, fine. But if you don't, fuck you. We don't care. That's what they fear. They fear, the worst fear is, they always got to have us acting like we have to be part of them. Like we got to seek them out. The whole thing is, when we lose interest in them, that's the whole thing. Like I always tell people all the time, when I do my shows, my shows are not geared towards white people, right? So why do they come on my show? I don't care what they think or whatever they do, whatever like that. That's why they say when they look on social media and everything like that, they watch. Well, that's stupid. I saw this one lady on social media was like, "Have you seen Black America lately?" I do not think that they, because we're in conversations, full-fledged conversations among ourselves about the world and everything like that. And I don't hear nobody talking about, oh, we've got to get together. No, we're perfectly fine with talking and fellowshipping among ourselves. Why? Because there's diversity in our Blackness, That's the one thing. We have agency. When you have agency, you could define who you are as an individual. So when I talk to Hustle Smart, that's an individual I'm talking to. I'm not just talking to any Black man. That's a man that has his own vision about the world. When I talk to G, when I talk to Dark Migo or Dusty Brother, these are all people that have their own opinion and own view. I can't define who they are. And that's great. That means that we're not a monolith, And so when you discover you're not a monolith, you're like, okay. Because before, diversity meant that all Black people thought the same. So if you are diversity, you got to look at other races. Now we're finding out now that even though we're all black and everything like that, we don't all think the same. So there's our diversity right there. That's all the diversity you need is your own community, because we have diversity of thought. You know, we have diversity of opinion. Before it was like every black person had the same opinion. That's what the media put out there. You're black. This is the way you think. No agency, no nothing, no nuance, no nothing. This is the way you think. But now they see now that Black America has agency. What like Dave Chappelle may not be the same thing as what's his name, D.L. Hughley. You know what I'm saying? So we all have different agency. Just because the Kamala people didn't realize that till late. Just because Steve Harvey is a good comedian, don't mean black people are gonna agree with Steve Harvey. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, we all have different agencies, and like to simplify us with a few Negroes out there, it's not going to work anymore, because one black person speaks for all of us anymore. So we have different agencies, we have different ideas, we have different philosophies and everything like that. That's why the Wendell Pierce's clowns never understood. I'm gonna go to the barber shop and whatnot. I'm gonna get the brothers, man. Barack Obama, we're gonna get the brothers up there. Nigga, you don't know us. You don't know what we talk about, what we think about, what our views are, and everything like that. Have you asked black people what they think about Trump's policies, what he says he's gonna do at the border? Have you asked him what he thinks about the men playing in women's sports? Have you asked black people all these things? No. You just figure, we got to get the brothers, and the only thing the brothers and I do is fight racism and prejudice and sexism, and it didn't work. And despite all the stuff that's going on with Donald Trump right now, he's going to get probably even more black votes the next election. Why? Because black people want to be free. That's all it's about. It has nothing to do with any real specific policy, anything like that, even though some of the policies help them out. But black people want to be free. They don't want to be pigeonholed thing. And so therefore, even when you talk about the black dollar, even when you talk to the black dollar about the black dollar, you got to give people a reason to come and to spend money. Where people like that, people are not just gonna give you their dollars just because you're black, And people like, oh yeah, but people we spend. Look, if you're working hard all week and whatnot, you can't wait to get to Walmart and buy those new headphones, or buy a new pair of jeans, or go shopping. You ain't thinking about no black businesses and everything like that, You're just thinking about that, So the only way your black business is going to compete is you got to somehow bring it like Walmart does. You got to bring it like Target does. Can we do that? I don't know. They say, well, we should have black stores and businesses all community. Look, stop with that shit. No, we didn't. No, we did not really. Because as soon as black people got a little bit of money or transportation, they want to shop in Alexander's. They want to shop in Macy's. They want to shop in all these nice retail places. Black people want to shop in a department store, We have the population, but the way they have our population was sparsely populated. They made sure that we're not living in any large, densely populated areas for long periods of time. Because what happens is, by not investing in these communities, they know they're going to draw out the talent. Like my father was drawn out of the community, and we had to move to the suburbs for a job, They know what they're doing. You want opportunities, you got to leave that so-called community, And so therefore, if there's not enough professionals there, then obviously there's not going to be any black businesses there. They go hand in hand, black professionals, black business networks and everything. But if you don't have any black business educated class there, how are you going to have black businesses? And then what happens is, when you have a community that's dysfunctional with Section 8 mothers and poverty and stuff like that, the only people that can do businesses there are foreigners, Indians, Lebanese, and all these other people, that come in there to the black community and suck the bone off the last bit of meat off the bone. So it is what it is, folks. It is what it is. So this is what we're talking about tonight. How do we get that 1.5 trillion? Basically, the white man got it. All the stuff you see right now is not any accident. That's why when I hear people like Chupo come up here, oh, black people want to do this, but you have no idea. The white man's figured he got 45 million people, black people in this country that he doesn't like. Don't you think he's figured out all this shit? People strategically plan. What about the black people that's living in Detroit? Well, we got enough of them in the auto industry. Okay, some of them here, blah, 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 blah. They figure us out all the time. The bottom line is they have the power, We do not have the power, We don't have power in this country. I have no idea how to solve that. And like I said, the only way to do that, man, is black people become a nation or start the process of nationhood. Then all bets are off. Then we can probably do something. But under their social system of benign neglect, what benign neglect is this. We know there's no jobs in that neighborhood. We know people, you got grown men not working. We know all the stuff like this, but we don't care. We're going to pretend it doesn't exist. That's called benign neglect, Nigerians have large populations. I would like to know where all these so-called Nigerians are in Texas. I mean, I don't, Georgia, Florida. I don't look building what? Chuko, can you come up here and show us some evidence? No, Chuko can't, because only thing they build is in their imagination. Nigerians have large populations. Yeah, but the bottom line is they got nothing in Nigeria. Nigeria's a fucking shithole. But how are they gonna come all over here and just build something? Build what? Show me one building. Show me one corporation. Show me one anything. Nothing. All these come here and they got jobs. That's it. Nigerians got jobs when they know how to stunt online. And when I take pictures, they go to a dealership and they sit behind a Lexus or a Tesla and take pictures and stuff like that. No, you guys really don't have shit, to be honest with you, right? You guys have jobs and like this, and for the most part, you guys move to white suburbs and whatnot. You don't have any communities here, I know they ain't building shit. Houston's a fucking shithole city, man. Please. White people ain't building shit in Houston. Black people ain't building shit in Houston and whatnot. But yet Nigerians are building. Okay. I'm sick of this mythological Nigerians, that don't exist. Nigerians export nothing. Just look, I hate to keep bringing up friggin' Nigeria, but Truco asked for it, right? And so some feelings got to get hurt. Nigerians don't export one thing to the United States. There's nothing in America. Nothing in America that you go to the store, you go to a car dealership, you go anything that Nigerians give to us. Can anybody name anything that we use in daily life, a cleaning product or anything like that that's made in Nigeria? Can anybody name one thing? The difference between the Indians, the Chinese, and the Filipinos, everything like that, you actually see their products being used. The Mexicans and everything with the Goya foods, whatever like that, you see their presence, their restaurants, everything like that we use use every day. There's Chinese food all over the place. There's Indian food all over the place. There's Mexican food all over the place. You see their supply chain. You got Mexican beers. You got Chinese beer. You got South African imports wine here. Show me anything Nigerians import here to America. Nothing. Not a thing. But how is it people that don't import and don't have one chain restaurant, no successful restaurants, nothing? How are they so successful? Building what? They don't have anything. All they have is their imagination. They're doing so well when the racist media props them up. Oh, Nigerians are doing so well. Doing well where? I would love to be able to go. In Virginia Beach, we had this one Nigerian restaurant, right? And it didn't work. It was there for about 2 years when I just folded. I don't know why. It was in a good location, but it was a nightclub. But they, the thing about that is, I don't know. I never tasted Nigerian food before, I mean, I don't know. Then again, if they would have located in Norfolk, they probably would have stayed like that. But Virginia Beach is like a real racist city. You got black businesses, restaurants there, man. But I don't know. There's another Nigerian lady that got another business in a thing, but she's supported by a lot of black people in America. Time will tell, caller. Time will tell. Yeah, I wish you a lot of luck, man. You guys been here for a while now, man. I don't see shit, man. I have yet. Well, you got one. We have like another. I think it's the same people actually. Down the road, almost the same neighborhood. There's another Nigerian lady. I found her on Blaps. If you want to know where the black business is at, download the Blaps app. BLAPPS. And she's listed in the black business apps and whatnot. That's how I know when they cater to black people, they actually do well. The Jamaican restaurants are fucking off the chain here, because nothing but black. I don't know who's Jamaican, who's black American, but Jamaican restaurants are off the freaking hook. But the best restaurants that are black, the soul food restaurants here. Black restaurants are soul food restaurants because they're moving into nice suburbs. They got nice things and everything like that. Oh, shut up, FB. Funny, I could break away with you. I'm in Liberia right now. I plan to come back again in September. I got my house here now. All I need now is a car. All I need now is a car. I don't know how I'm going to do it because shipping a car from the United States is so expensive, and I'm scared about buying a car here because I know people rag cars to death here, man. I don't know if I can trust a car. Then again, if I buy a car in here, I'm paying for dirt price for it. So if it breaks down, oh well, But I ain't paying no top dollar for no car over here. It's crazy. And then when I do get the car, I'll hire my driver when I keep my driver on. Because I am not driving in this country, man. There's no way I'm driving in Africa. This place is insane. Most dangerous place in the world to drive. I am not driving. I ain't got that skill. Yeah, I grew up on Japanese products, made in Hong Kong products, made in China products, made in Japan, made in Taiwan, whatnot. I have yet, how much pride that would be if I saw something made in Nigeria, I would be proud. Chuko thinks I'm clowning him, but I would literally be proud. Fufu. I ain't talking about that nasty shit, fufu. So something you could throw together. I'm talking about something that's real that we actually could use. I know a goosey soup when I get out of here with that shit. So I'm saying to myself, what is popular? What is popular that Nigerians have that we like and whatnot? I don't think so. I don't know. Don't know. I want somebody to tell me, man, what products do we have in America? Chuko, can you show me some products on the shelf at Walmart that we got that's made in Nigeria? Yeah, Nigerians got it going on, man. The only people in the world that don't have nothing to offer American society, Yeah, African culture really don't sell in America, The only people that embrace it is us. The people that they hate so much, Black America, the only thing that embrace them, like Lupita. You think if it was white people, Lupita would be popular? No, she got popular because we made her popular. All these people, these Africans that come here, we make them popular. Because we're trying to give our mother continent a boost and whatnot. But Africans come over here, so it's arrogance and whatnot without them, man. It's like, geez, man, dude, nobody likes your culture like that. It doesn't really sell. It's not I like it, man, because I'm looking at friggin' these Afrobeats nowadays. Afrobeats is good, man. God damn, they gave some good music, man. But I don't know, just I don't know. I would love to see Black America embrace Afrobeats more, like that as an alternative to this hip hop shit in America. But I don't know, man. Africans got to do a better job of being liked. I don't know why. The Black America just don't like Africans or whatever like that. Just it is what it is. Yeah, what you call it? Yeah, there's not enough traffic lights, and then when the traffic lights we have, a lot of them don't work. People disobey them and shit. You get my word. People disobey them and whatnot. It's I don't know. They had these traffic lights. Somebody had this brilliant idea a couple of years ago, right, babe? brilliant idea to use solar powered traffic lights. Didn't work. They malfunctioned like a mug. I came here back in 2021. I was like, oh, those new solar lights they talked about. And this didn't work, man. So and people glorify this Applebee's. Yeah, but the bottom line is, man, let me tell you something about Liberia, man. We got freaking clubs and hole-in-the-wall clubs on every corner, and they be blasting Afrobeats, American. And you know what's big over here? Afrobeats, house music, and house bass and club music is big over here, and old school hip hop. Old school hip hop, house music is big over here. And club music is big over here. But that drill music, trap, that don't sell over here. And Afrobeats. There's basically like this. I had this guy last night, the security guard, the gate guard, because I live in a gated community. He was blasting his beats last night. I just told him, I said to go out last night. I told him, I said, dude, when I get back here, you're going to turn that shit off. And he's like, huh? I said, this ain't a fucking club, man. I know you guys, down the street, there's like 4 clubs on my block. 4 clubs on my street. I'm like, yeah, I can hear them all night. I said, well, I'm okay. I can hear the music from miles away. We have 4 different clubs. Clubs, oh my God. Place is packed, man. It's a club called D Nation. It was fucking off the chain. I didn't want to go. I was just too tired yesterday. Anyway, but I was leaving out, and the driver, man, he has a computer out there, laptop, just blasting Afrobeats. Right? I was like, dude, this is 12 o'clock at night. I said, look, when I come back here, you're going to turn that shit off. And he did. I said, you're going to turn that shit off. This ain't a club. So he turned it off. But I do like Afrobeats, I like Afrobeat. I like the beat and whatever like that. Because like I said, when I'm in Africa, when it's just so relaxing, And in a couple of days, I'll be back to America with all the bullshit and everything. So I always have a couple of theme songs, Afrobeats theme. So I think I found a couple of new artists. I'll tell you who my Afrobeats, my theme. Every trip I come to Liberia, I have a theme song. Let me see, what was my theme song this time? Okay, yeah. There's this guy called Benny B. It was called Get Money or something like that. That's my theme song for this trip. Benny B. Let me see. Make sure I got his name right. Benny B. Yeah, Benny B. Benny B. Yeah, Benny B. Yeah, Get Money, something like that. So that's my theme song for this trip. So I always have a new Afrobeat song every time I come over here. Yeah, Rugger is good too. I just discovered them today. Fireboy, I know about Fireboy. Fireboy was my guy 4 years ago. With that Jealous. That was my oh my God, when I first met. I first was with my wife, whatever like that. And we went on our first date one night. That reminds me of that time period. That Fireboy, Fireboy, Rugger. Rugger is good. So yeah, there's some good people over here, man. So some good music. Thanks, bro. Some good music, So yeah. Yeah, I like Fireboy. He's off the chain. I like techno too. Techno's good too. I like Burna Boy and Singa, Burna Boy. Those are my Afrobeat, thing like that. If Nigeria could ever get Nollywood popping like they do the Afrobeats, they would get somewhere. Really, their Afrobeats off the chain, man. The way they do the music videos and everything like that, you gotta give them credit. I wish they could do something with Nollywood though, But the Afrobeats, their music is off the chain. Ghana and Nigeria got good music, and Liberia is coming up too. So yeah, I do like the modern African music here, man. The club scene is big here. The club scene is dying in America, but it's like lit over here. The clubs are lit over here. Geez, this is it's like okay, I'm here, right? And I just can't. I'm like, look, I just can't party like this, like the people here every night, 7 days a week. Freaking clubs are open, people going in, like that partying. Oh my god, all throughout the night and whatnot. Liberia is like rated like one of the 5 happiest countries in Africa. There's a couple good Burna Boy songs I do like. Not all of it, but a couple good songs you like that. I like that anybody. That's all anybody. Uh-uh. That's a good Burna Boy song. Now I don't really do clubs and whatnot. I mean, matter of fact, I got leaving Wednesday, so I might go to a club tomorrow night. Might go to the Calabash tomorrow night. I haven't been there. I've been there for lunch and everything like that. Ladies there love me, and everything like that. It's always tipping big, but I might go down to Calabash tomorrow night. I don't know. I'm just like, when you got a crib here, when I'm just like, just want to sit there and chill. I get lazy, man. I don't feel like going out. I might go out tomorrow night, man. The Calabash or the Cigar Lounge. And what you call, like I said, my last weekend here. I was supposed to go out tonight, but I said, nah. I didn't feel like I said I want to do a show tonight, so I said I'm staying in. Plus, like, you get this airy feeling. I don't want to get in trouble or whatever like that. I just feel like I'm gonna do something stupid. So I'm gonna go out tomorrow night, Sunday night. Less crowded out, whatnot. Go out tomorrow night with a couple of people. Oh, I tell you, let me tell you this. I met a guy yesterday. I went into this one Lebanese spot that my boy Ross told me is cool. The guys are cool and that, but I don't like the way. Yeah, all right, maybe I beat too much about it. These guys always hugging on the girls there. Remember I was talking about that the other night. I don't want no damn Nigerian citizenship, please. I don't even want to go to Nigeria, not even on Sundays. Anyway, but the bottom line is, I went there last night to get some pineapple juice and some water, right? And they made fresh pineapple. The girl cut the thing up and put it in a processor. So I didn't know. I thought I was just gonna buy a bottle of juice. No, they made fresh pineapple juice, right? So anyway, this guy comes up to me and was like, "Don't I know you?" I was like, "I don't know." He says, "Aren't you College Genesis?" I was like, "Oh shit." He goes, "Yeah, I know you from Dynasty Show." I said, "Oh man." He goes, he starts laughing. He goes, "Man, I used to crack up all the time, he goes, back in the days, man. He goes, back in 2020, man, he used to have some battles on there. He used to take people out. Say, yeah, yeah, yeah." I know he's talking about Lou Major. That's what he was talking about. He said, "Yeah, man." He goes, "Remember back then, they used to always say, well, college, they used to always pull that, you haven't been to Africa yet or that. He said, I remember when you first went. I said, they ain't gonna be able to use that against you no more." I said, "Yeah, I know." So he basically was like, "Yeah, he was like, yeah, I remember you, man." He said, "Man, you had some friggin' battles, man. I used to watch you and Dinosaur all the time. And he said, "Man, I knew I was going to one day meet you here. I said, "Yeah." We just sat there and rapped for a little while. And he paid for my drinks and everything like that. I bought the pineapple juice and a couple of waters. He said, "I got you, man. I got you, man." He says, that's the whole thing about that is this guy was born in America, in Newark, New Jersey, raised in the hood, basically a Newark hood nigga, right? But because he's a Pele man from Liberia in 2019, at the age in his late 40s, now he's like 51. He went back and inherited land that was in his family in Bond County. Now he grows cassava, palm oil, stuff like that. He's lucrative. I'm like, shit, oh my God. I was like, you know, one, I'm not short. I'm 5'10", 5'11", Audrey. You troll. And I'm a big, imposing man. I have my wife beater on and my tank top. I'm a big, imposing man. I'm a very tall, large man. I am not short. People think I'm short because I got a lot of mouth. I'm big. I'm a big man. I'm a big man. I'm like a monster. So it is what it is. I'm not no short guy. I'm a big guy. I look down on people. But anyway, so what I'm saying is this though. That's the edge a lot of people have, right? Because he could start. He had a start in life. All that land he has, all that land he has in Bond County. He got all these enterprises going on. And when I could only dream about that, I said, yeah, well, where would I start, man? I don't have land inherited to me, so that's the advantage, have when you're native African. That's why we can't just go to Africa just like that, That's go to Africa and like this. Yeah, you can do that if you got family connections, you got land left to you and stuff like that. That's a start in life. Black America is coming with nothing. That's why I said there was nothing. No one ever gave us a start in life with anybody else. So we're on our own. It's like I said, we're on our own. We're on when it comes to America. We're on our own when it comes to Africa because ain't nobody giving us shit. Anybody giving us land. No one's giving us shit. No one's giving us opportunity. That's just the way it is. But when you're Black American, you understand that. You understand that one thing about Black America you have to understand is when you understand that nobody gives a shit about you, then you can live life better. Like me, I understand nobody gives a fuck about me, So I could go around life like, okay, it is what it is, it is what it is. I still help the poor. I still help the less fortunate when I come across them. I do my part as a person, but I know for a fact that the matter is all the stuff I talk about, how we can do this, nobody gives a damn about my freaking passions, my dreams, everything like that. Only thing everybody cares about in this country, Africa, is everybody got their damn handout. Everything's on the take, And let me tell you, to my African brothers and sisters, man, you got to, everything ain't about taking. You got to start learning how to give. You talk around, man. Somebody got their handout, like give me, give me, give me. Give me, give me, give me, give me, give me, give me. There's always a black hand coming out, obtaining money, whatnot, for various things and whatnot, I spent so much money I was over here, whatnot. Shut up, Chuko. Chuko says, weird as fuck to hear richest Black people in the diaspora complain the loudest. I'm not complaining about anything. What are you talking about? Who's complaining? I'm not complaining about anything. What am I complaining about, Chuko? Chuko thinks just us existing and talking is complaining. Chuko. Chuko thinks me just existing as a Black. Whoa, damn, it's been an hour and a half. I didn't invite nobody on yet. Oh, sweat. I'm sorry about that, folks. I'm saying, when you love the sound of your own voice and everything, you get caught up and whatnot. You just sit there and I love the sound of my own voice. I forgot to invite my people on. Why didn't somebody say something? Put the link up. I don't know. He says, complain loud. We're not playing. So in other words, basically, according to Chuko, we should be just sitting in a corner, be good little Negroes, don't say nothing. And like I told you, something, yeah, I did a show a couple of months ago that says the biggest friggin' victims in the world is a white man. Donald Trump's whole thing is white victimhood. The difference between white victimhood and Black victimhood is white victimhood has sympathizers like Chukwu. Well, I guess it's true. Yeah, I bet you anything Chukwu is probably sitting there, subscribed to AfroForum. He's probably sitting there saying, "Yes, you white South Africans did so much for the South Black, ungrateful Black South Africans and everything." So long as you got people like Chukwu out there and whatnot, white victimhood. He eats his white victimhood up, whatnot. But Black people, we say one thing: "Oh, y'all are victims and whatnot." The biggest victims on the planet. The difference between us and them is white people have the power to act on their so-called perceived victimhood. We don't. We can just complain all we want, and just annoyance to people like Chukwu and white racists. Audrey, shut up and eat your bushmeat. Pictures of Audrey eating a fucking rat. All right, Adamo, what's on your mind?
Oh yeah, what's up, Kyla? Yeah, I heard about the I've heard about the club scene in Liberia. Um, I also heard they got strip clubs out there too.
Well, I don't know about that. They
I
probably do, but I don't know about
Yeah, yeah,
them. But the thing
I
is,
had done some research into that, but yeah, they do have a
all
club
I know is
scene
they
out
got a
there.
lot of freaking clubs here. And it's like if you're a young
Yeah.
single man, I'm an older man, I don't give a shit. I don't go like that. I like having a good time. I like seeing the young people get down. But the bottom line is this: there's if you're into that, that's what you do. Look. Let me tell you an example. When I look at these videos online, and there's brothers sitting there talking, this woman talk about you got to have RG. Why would I be in a strip club? I got my wife right here. I want in a strip club. I got my wife sitting right here. My wife's hotter than anything I'm gonna see on the street in a strip club. What the hell I need a fucking strip club for? I got it right at home. I don't have to go out. The hell I need to go out for? Unlike you, who don't have a man. No, what I'm saying is this though. Dang, maybe lost my train of thought. What was I saying? I was saying, look, if you like here, if you basically are into that life, whatever like that, you'll do really well. You ain't got no man, Audrey. Please, you stop it. Is he alive? Is he breathing? You know, is he on life support? I know. Is he in a wheelchair? Is he in a nursing home? What? You know. But go ahead, Adama.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I had done some research into it. But Yeah, Liberia looks sounds chill, man. I plan on getting out there the next 2 to 3 years. But I also would like to check out Nigeria too. I heard Lagos is a pretty cool city.
It probably
I
is,
heard
but it probably
I
is, but
heard
this is all I need right here.
yeah, I would like to go to Cameroon too and check it out. There's I was in about 3 weeks ago. I was in the Washington D.C. area. For those who may be interested, there's a Cameroonian uh, strip club out there. It's called Mustangs. I actually went there.
Yeah, you like
And,
going to strip clubs, man?
I mean, it's just something to socialize. I mean, you're a trucker, you on the road and stuff. It's just a way to go out and socialize and
Hey
have
man,
a
hey
drink.
man, do your thing. You're a straight man. Are you under the age of 30?
I'm 30. I'm 34.
Okay, you're still young. Hey, have your fun, man.
I mean, you know,
I'll be honest with you, yo, have your fun, man.
I mean, that's not the only thing I go to. I go to just regular clubs too, and just socialize. But I did hear about that place. It's called. You just type it in. It's called. It's really in. Because I know in that area you got like all those states kind of come together. Like you got Maryland, you got Virginia, and they all kind of come together in that area. But it's in that area is in that club. It's on the Maryland side. And I actually went there. I mean, it was it was like a hood type, you know, type of strip club, but it was okay, the day I went, but I was kind of expecting to see some by it being like an African joint, own joint. The only African people in there was the security and one of the dude and like the dude working behind the bar. But all the girls in there was like straight up just Black American. I was hoping to see, well, I was like, maybe they got some Cameroonian girls in here because I kind
You ain't
of
gonna see. You don't see African girls doing that, man. Really, you do, but
there are some. I've seen some in those places, but like I saw one. I've seen like Afro Brazilian girl. Another thing I've seen, there's a joint out in just while we on the topic, there's a joint out in New Mexico. It's in Albuquerque. When I go by there, it's uh, it's a strip joint, but they got like what you call it. They have a lot of Cubans in there, But the last time I went up there, they had these this. She was an Afro Colombian chick, and she was hollering at me all the way from across the club. She was like, Poppy, Poppy, come over here. I'm like, okay. She was
I
a
haven't been
nice
to a
looking
strip club.
lady too.
I haven't been
She
to a strip club in what year was that? 2000 and 2005. 20 years. 2005.
okay, okay, yeah, yeah.
That's the
But
last
I
time I was
mean,
in a strip club, man.
yeah. But
2005.
I know for a fact though, Kyla, that they do. You say African girls don't strip, bruh. I've been to these clubs, man. They got women from all over the world in these places. In fact, I did meet one. I didn't ask her like, what country she was from, but I know for a fact because of her features, I met one out in Denver one time, and yeah, so I saw her, but I didn't get a chance to ask like what country she was from. But I mean, I liked her features though. She has the African, so I know she was African, but she was speaking English, so she's probably been in the states for a certain period of time. But I mean they be in those clubs, man. I've seen them.
That's what this I wanted to
Don't
say. I saw a
just
video
don't
the
you
other
try to
day.
act like they don't be up in there. They be up
Oh
in
no, I
there.
don't go to clubs, so I wouldn't know. I wouldn't go to strip clubs. I wouldn't know.
Yeah,
Yes,
they be.
I
Don't
wouldn't
be
know
acting
who's.
like the African girls just always the good girls, and only the
I
black
don't know. I
American
have
chicks
never
be the
been.
ones in the strip
I
club.
haven't been to
No,
a strip
they
club in
both be up in
20.
there.
It's been 20 years. I
They
just haven't been.
both want. They both be trying to get that money.
Yeah, no, you got a lot of foreign chicks and foreign chicks in there.
Yeah,
Like I said,
but
my point I
yeah.
was trying to make earlier was I saw this video the other day where this guy was sitting there like lamenting on his sister. He was playing a video. He was shaking her head. Talking about, well, first of all, a man got to make $300,000 a year. I'll settle for 200, and she didn't even look that good, man. I said to myself, I am glad I don't have to deal with that shit. I said to myself, I said, look, I'm here in this country, right? And I'm like, I'm just satisfied with what I got. And I look at all these fine women over here. I'm like, they'll basically give you the number. They'll talk to you, whatever like that. I said, why would anybody want to deal with that crazy stuff in America, man? I have no freaking idea. So I'm like, so just the price of basically saving your money and being able to come over here once a year, twice a year. I'm gonna be up to time. I'm coming back here in September, God's willing. So I'll be up to 2 times a year coming. So and I'm not even coming here looking for that. I mean, with you single dudes, man, I'm like, what the hell? Well, like, what the hell are y'all waiting for, man? This country is wide open, man, for everything, man. So I don't know.
Yeah. I wonder, is there interaction between like black people in like South America and Africa? Do like black Brazilians, do they travel to West Africa or migrate there?
Black Brazilians tend to go to Angola because of the Portuguese language.
Okay, cool, cool. So they go to Angola. Okay, cool, cool. That's what's up. Because I think there should just be more interaction, between the diaspora and the continent. I think that goes
There's
a
a
long
communication. You
way.
got language. You got culture. Culture is different.
Yeah,
That's why I
yeah,
just stick with one country, Liberia, because the culture is like ours. And if I want to deal with any other African country, I'm trying to build pipelines with the whole continent through Liberia. I
yeah.
don't
But
need to
see,
go to Angola. I don't need to go to Zambia. Where I got Liberia.
yeah,
So I don't need to go to these other countries. So anything I can do right there in Liberia. Have access to the
yeah,
continent. So I,
yeah. But see, that's the thing, Colin. The Mzungu think that, like, a lot of them, they think that we don't interact with Africa like that. You know what I mean? Because I heard that when you get on these planes, we go to Africa, you see a lot of Mzungus, but then they be acting like they be surprised when they see us going over there. Because they be
well,
going
the
over there
bottom
for,
line,
you know,
a lot of times, like I said, when I'm going to Liberia, a lot of times people don't know if I'm a Liberian coming there or I'm Black American. Most times people assume I'm a Liberian going back.
yeah,
They assume I'm a Liberian going back. And then when they actually talk to me and I say, no, I'm an American. Oh, whatever. And so the bottom line, like I said, when you see white Americans, they tend to avoid eye contact with me. They essentially know white Americans essentially know that I'm, they know white Americans can sense that. They always avoid eye contact with me. When they see me and whatnot, they can sense that I'm American, I'm Black American. They know it. So it is what it is. But they always act like they're up to something. And
Yeah,
so
what you should do, Colin, you should go all up to him and just be all friendly. Day, hey, where are you
no,
from
I had this
back in
last year.
America?
Last year, I had on a tour. We was at the Libasa Lounge. Me and Bamani sitting there, and this white guy came up to us, whatnot. I was like, "Hey, how y'all doing and whatnot?" He knows we're Americans. He's like, "How y'all doing?" I said, "Hey, what's up, man? What's up, white guy?" He says, "Me and the wife, we just toured all the way from. I went to Senegal. And we're going to this country right here." When I seem like they're cool people, down to earth. He said, "We just enjoy Africa, man. We went to Senegal, we went to Sierra Leone, went to Gambia." He goes, "Now we're in Liberia. We're getting ready to go to Ghana." And it was like, "Okay, how you doing?" We just toured. We all we do is obviously got money. We just tour Africa, West Africa. We just tour everybody like that. So, hey, how you all right? Well, other than that, I just but he came up to us. It was like talking, like really friendly. I was like, "All right, how you
Yeah,
doing?" He came up to us like real friendly, like that. So I'm like
you
this, man.
know
I'm not
who?
somebody
Oh,
to be
go
like,
ahead.
I'm not gonna be rude to somebody that comes up to me like that. But I'm not, same time like, oh yeah, whatever, like that. But for the most part, and then last year I had these white Americans that were on this USAA thing, right? They were doing some water project in Nimba, right?
Uh
And I saw that they was having a meeting in this one restaurant, right? So I gave up my table, right? I said, "You guys can have our table." So they put the table together, they had a big group, right? And
okay.
then one girl with them, right? Heavy set white girl. She was getting her hair braided by the locals and whatnot. But then
Uh
I saw them on the plane. I said, "Hey, didn't I see you guys up in Nimba?" And they were acting like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah." And I was like, "Wow, we're on the same plane going back to the States. I saw you up in Nimba. I was the one who gave you the table, and you're acting like, they're like, why are you talking to me? There's that, you know what I'm saying?"
huh. God damn.
All I said
Yeah.
was, "Yeah, I was the one who gave you the table that day, because it was like they were short of the table.
Yeah.
We'll sit someplace else. You guys can have this table put together because they had a meeting, whatever. So, but someone on the plane and they were just acting like they didn't want to talk to me and stuff. I was like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
myself,
I feel you. I feel
I'm
you
saying,
know.
if you don't like black people, what are you coming to Africa for?
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like what was I gonna say? It's like you know what's interesting? I got a cousin that's I haven't spoken to her in years. I gotta track her down. She kind of silly, in certain ways, but she's German. She's half black, half German. I got an uncle that lived in Germany. He moved to Germany like in his 20s, and he got married and stuff over there. So I got a cousin that's half German, half black. I saw her a lot when I was a kid. I would like to link up with her and go on like a trip to Namibia, because Namibia, that was a German colony. You know what I mean? So you have a lot of Germans in Namibia to this day.
Oh man,
Is Yeah, just like in South Africa, but you got Germans in Namibia to this day. But what's interesting, Namibia is the whites there, they handed over the power earlier than South Africa, and they did like a kind of like a gradual thing where they didn't just kick out, like they didn't do like Zimbabwe. They didn't just kick out all the Mazungos day one. They made the Mazungus
almost the
train.
land.
Wait. Oh, okay.
They control most of the land. They control the diamond
No,
region.
no. But what happened was the Namibia. I like their system more because they made use of the Mazungus. They made them teach the black people how to run the country. So as a result, Namibia today is a very well run country. All the roads are. I mean, I watched Wodi Maya video on it a couple years ago, and he showed the freeway, the roads in Namibia. That shit is clean, man. No potholes. And it's mostly desert, so it's like you driving through Arizona, but it's beautiful people out there, man. Like I would like to go with her to maybe she can bring one of her little German friends or whatever. We could go check out Namibia. Um, that's one of the countries I did want to go to. And then the women there, they have like this. They have this way that they do their hair. They wear these like really thick braids, but they
Yeah,
kind of dye it
all
red.
we know all about them, the Himbas. But
Yeah,
let me
they dye it
get back to the
red.
topic, right? Let me get back to the topic, right? Yeah,
But it's yeah.
Dom, you get a little overheated, man. Go
All right, go ahead, go ahead.
get your passport, bro. But anyway, topic tonight is Chuko, shut up, black girl magic, whatever, the hell Chuko, man. This guy is a weirdo, a weirdo. Black 1.5 trillion. That's what we're talking about today. Chuko's sitting there taking shots about black girl magic. I don't know about no damn black girl magic, bro. But $1.5 trillion annual spending power. Who's it benefit? Just don't benefit us. I don't like that. But like I said, the thing is, though, we're basically in the matrix in America. I don't think that money will ever be siphoned. What's your opinion? You think that money? Can we think we could get 10% of that money? We throw to our hands. That's a question I'm asking. Is like, can we get at least 10%? You know, Hustle Smart said 10% of 1.5 trillion is $170 billion. That's a lot of money. So that's the type of money we have. But can we get that money organized? The reason why it can't be organized is because we have a lot of stupid people in Black America. Stupid people that put stupid stuff. But I want to know what Chukwu's opinion is about the black dollar. What would he say as a Nigerian? How can we basically get that black dollars in there? Does Chukwu want to see black empowerment or not? So Chukwu, call in, man. You got something to say? Bashing on Bunquisha. I'm not bashing Bunquisha. Let me tell you something, bro. Majority of women in America are doing all right. I love my sisters, whatever, like that. But the ratchet culture in America, the hood rat culture in America, got to go. And just like everything else that we don't control, we don't control our money, we don't control our images and our women in America. Nothing we do control. I saw YouTube channel today, and the lady said Namibia maybe white Germans and Dutch own all the prison. Yeah, it's mostly the white, the Dutch and the Afrikaners and everything. They own all the game parks and all stuff like this, the land, everything like that. The black people are squeezed into these little reserves and everything like that, and they can't go through the diamond mine, the diamond coast. The skeleton coast is a diamond coast. It's restricted area. Not even the president of Namibia can go there. That was the whole thing. And also the game reserves and everything like that make all the money. It's owned by whites. And they tried to build some city in Swankapom. It was a nice city, but it was going to be like a European settlement. Nice houses. It's going to be like something like Dubai on the coast of Namibia. It will look nice, man. I was like, God damn, that's where the idea of Afghanistan came from me, because it was going to be called Arcadia or something like that. Afro. What's it called? No, it's called Afro. Oh God, what was it called? Let me look up that name. Give me 1 second. Look up that name. Aphrodite. Let's see. Coast. Namibia. It was like back in the day. It was called Aphrodite. Yeah, it's called Aphrodite Beach. I don't know what happened to it. Called Aphrodite Beach. It looked nice, man. It was like a nice houses and everything like that. A strip thing. It's gonna be like a little separate. We had it on a little tiny industrial zone and everything like that. And it was gonna be people from all over the world that come there, want to do business and live in Namibia and whatnot. A new settlement. I think it's supposed to be like it's autonomous territory. So it is a. Christopher Braden says it's very doubtful. It's doubtful if will ever access 1.8 trillion dollars themselves. I think they are permitted to make such because they are cultural prisoners in reality. Yeah, we are cultural prisoners. We don't. That's what people like Chuko don't understand. Black America. You think they're gonna let Black America have access to 1.5 trillion dollars? Are you really kidding me? That's why they got all this stupid stuff out there, while spending money with stupidity and dumb, stupid stuff. I'd rather come to Africa and give all my money to a mean lady who don't appreciate it. That's where I'd rather give my money to. You know what I'm saying?
All my followers.
A mean wife that don't care about nothing. But taking my money and abusing me. That's what I'd rather do with my money,
Why are you telling your followers those things?
Because they'll believe it. Because you're mean. You're mean.
They won't believe it. They won't believe those things.
They won't believe those things. They'll believe what I tell them what I believe.
Then I don't think they have sense.
Yeah, my followers, they all know I'm the bad guy.
Yes, you are.
I'm the bad guy. Yeah. If we had like access to, and someone said, Christopher, my good brother, we don't even ask for 1.5 trillion, right? We only ask for 10% of that. Can we get 10% of that flowing through black banks, businesses, and stuff like that? 10%. 10% of every dollar you earn or whatnot should go to savings. But 10% imagine if we put 10% of our money into a black-owned bank, We're literally talking billions of dollars, But why do they keep us like this, That's why I said they integrated us. The integration means they're going to integrate our money into their system, They'll integrate our money into their pockets, Let's have integration. Yeah, man. Let's let the blood sucking begin, 90% of our dollars go into white banks. 90% of us work for white companies and corporations. 90% of mortgages, rents, everything like that we pay go to them. Tell me about this integration, how well it's doing. There's a freaking imbalance. Most of our kids shopping, everything we buy and everything like that comes from them. It's like, yeah, man, what do we get out of this situation? What do we get out of this freaking deal? Yeah. Just to say that we live in a land of the free, home of the brave, and be like Tariq Nasheed. Oh, we got it popping. Oh, I'm a foundational Black American. Yeah, like women are amazing. Oh my God. Yeah, they are amazing. But I don't know that because I only talk to one. Right, babe? I only talk to one. I wouldn't know how they all sound. But
Sweating.
Yeah, I'm very sweating. Yeah, I'm gonna change my shirt. But yeah, imagine that. Imagine we can get money into black banks. I ain't even asking a lot. 10%. Okay, let's make it 5%. You're still talking about $80 billion a year, that's flowing through our banks and apps and everything like that. That would be fuel for everything we want to do. We wouldn't be in the situation, We wouldn't have people talking about we're gonna march for reparations, you know. People would have the reparations, you know. I would give everybody a reparations check with that money. And I'd be like, hey, look, man, this is for your hard work. Yo, don't even try to get money from the dang white man. We gotta figure out how to get money from ourselves. If you can't get money from yourself, how the hell are you gonna get money from the man? Can someone explain that to me? If you can't get money from yourself, the money was already yours. How you gonna get money from somebody else? Come on, folks, make it make sense. They call me the college genesis for a reason. There's a reason why I'm the chief host of the Voice of the College Nation radio show.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna drop off real quick. Call. I'll be right back.
All right. Oh, like what else down? Anyway, Chris Brazen says, "Yeah, in reality, it doesn't make sense for African Americans to talk about independence in America. It doesn't make sense. The way they are cultured, they just seem so straight. Yeah, wait a minute. No, as long as we stay inside the borders, his borders of America, he got us. You know, that's all it is. You know, that's all it is. You know." I'm a foundational Black American, man. Tariq is looking more like a clown every day, you know. I'm a foundation. We got it popping over here, man. Yeah, okay. He wasn't saying it like 10 years ago with his Hidden Color series and all that, you know. How the hell do we all get, how the hell do we get all popping all of a sudden? It's just funny. Funny. Oh, what happened to my normal crew? They usually call in and stuff like that and want to discuss it or not, you know, I don't know. So I'll put the link in the chat room. Anybody want to call in? You want to call in, debate me? Call in. You know, you have a disagreement. You want to add to the conversation? There you go. You know. In the meantime, I'm gonna play some videos. You know, it's getting boring around here. You people bore me. You know. So I don't know how. Check us out. You know. Uh, Google says Tico how to appeal to Section 8 level Negroes. I don't know what the hell Negroes are, but it shows appeal to me. I don't know what the hell that's all about, but let me see. I want to play a video. I want to know this chick Kiki loves Nigeria. She loves gossiping. You know, she goes gossiping. I mean, I get it, but you try to build a channel and everything like that. But is that all there is? Just gossiping and everything. But she's very poignant when it comes out to the Bag family and stuff like that. You know. You know, so I don't know what's the problem with the Bag family is, you know, but that's what the whole thing is. When you basically are out there in the public, you're gonna decide to do a Patreon, you're doing all this stupid stuff and everything like that. You know, you gotta make sure your stuff is in order, you know? You gotta make sure your stuff is in order. Let me see. Let's see. I'm gonna find this video. Let's see. I'm looking for it, folks. Give me a second. I can't find it right now, folks. I'll come back to it some other time. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. We got a resident Nigerian comedian coming on, Kidola. No, I don't got a second wife, man. What the hell are you guys talking about? I got one wife and she's enough. She's expensive enough. What the heck I need another wife for, you know? Jeez, man. I'll tell you, I am not a typical, I'm not an African. I don't believe in like 5 wives and whatnot. That's backward. You know, you got one, just, deal with the one, she's gonna cost enough. What the heck you need another wife for, It's one more mouth to feed. Go ahead, Kidola.
Kala, you're enjoying Africa, right?
Of course, man. Of course.
Kala, why you saying you're not an African? we You confuse me sometimes.
Culturally, I'm not an African, right? I can't have more than one wife. I can't do all the stuff they do and whatnot. I don't drink coconut water. I do not. The stuff, a lot of stuff I just don't do, man. I can't do it,
Okay.
man.
Yeah, I understand. When you're in Africa, yeah, you feel you're not an African because of the cultural differences. Than when you're in America, you
A
feel
lot
more.
of cultural differences. I mean, be honest with you, right? Liberians phenotypically look like Black America. I can't tell the difference at all. You
Kala,
know,
kala, kala,
I'm
kala,
dead serious, man. When I'm around, I'm driving Liberia, I feel like I'm
kala,
in
kala,
Black America,
kala.
bro. I turn on the thing about Nigeria. I say these people look a little different than we are. That I'm used to seeing, But I go to Liberia when it's like a
Kala,
real close to us when I'm in phenotype.
Kala, you talk because some of the descendants came from United States and Caribbean. Sure, they will have some mixture of them. I think I heard that most of them that came look Miss Mulatto, right? So,
Yeah, and that's a myth. That's somewhat, but not really,
so
But when you look at Liberians, they look like Black America. It's like the
how?
same thing. Well, the facial features, skin tones, everything like that.
Kala, Kala,
But,
people.
but I'm serious. But then when you see people that indigenous people, I could tell people come from the hinterlands and whatnot. You could tell basically who lived in Monrovia for 200
Yeah,
years and
Kala,
who
you see, this
basically
is
come
the
from the
problem,
hinterlands.
Kala. You say this now because some of these American Liberians are mulattoes that came to that came to
Only a small percentage of it. Let me tell you the history. Let me
that
tell you the
came.
history, Kidola.
Majority of them are
Kidola,
mulatto.
Kidola. Let me tell you the history. Let me tell you the history, right? Liberia started out, right? Remember something in America, right? The America basically, Liberia was founded not by freed slaves, but by free blacks. These are black people who lived in America for hundreds of years, who descended from people who never been slaves, right? 90% of them were mixed race background, called Creoles, mixed race, right? That was the black community in America for 200 years, mostly people like that. But then they didn't make a difference between color because Stephen Allen Benson was a very dark man and J.J. Roberts was a very light man, And over the years, right? Over the years, what happened was initially, just the majority of people who came over just happened to be lighter skin initially, right? But by the time the 1850s came around, a man named E.J. Roy came in and he was 100% Igbo. He's from Newark, Ohio. Became president. He became one of the richest men in the world, E.J. Roy. And he ran for president and became president of Liberia in the 1860s, right? After when E.J. Roy came, and that was when the upriver settlements in Liberia, you can see them today. These are the slave descendants, right? People in Monrovia were free black descendants, right? The people upriver were slave descendants. You can see the clear difference in the farms, everything like that. These are people who have been freed, or because they built communities up the river. The people in Monrovia were primary Presbyterians, and they were mostly mixed race background and everything. By the time the 20th century rolled around, both these groups had combined, to form the true Whig Party, and they've been together ever since. It's also several indigenous people like the Massaquoi clan found integrated with them too, and several native families integrated with that society too. So that's the
Yeah,
thing. That's why you
Kala,
got a lot of Massaquoi people that are very light skinned. And
Kala, you have to understand, right? That people you're talking about, the American Liberians, right?
There's no such people. There's never such people. No such people.
What is called the Congo people? Evil.
But the thing is, there was no such people. Look, the whole thing is this, Kidola. At the time, people didn't call themselves anything but by their religion. You had Presbyterians, you had Baptists, you had Methodists, you had all that. There's a Liberia is a very religious society to this day. People identify themselves by their church and their religion, or their fraternity, or their social club. Like you had the Odd Fellows, the Crowds, and all these other different, the Masons, and all these other people, the Masonic Order. People didn't go by Miracle Liberia or Tribal or whatever. That was what the white people tried to impose on them. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let me get everybody in for here. Hang on, Kidola. You know. Go ahead, Princess. You know, Princess of P. Go ahead.
Oh, what's good, man? What's good, bro?
What's on your mind?
How you feeling?
Doing good.
No, I just saw the title, man. You know, Haiti, we won today in soccer. Salute to my team. But yeah, you know, that's not politics. That's economics right there. That's economics. You know what I mean? But I see that your title reflects what I always be saying, that it's not a flex, that you have trillions of dollars passing through your hand and you're not capturing it.
Well, the bottom line is this.
I can finally come around to understand that.
Look, I never said it was a flex. I'm just telling you the reality. The reality is there's not a damn thing we can do about it, right? Because
yes, it is. Yes, it is. There's a lot of things you can do about it.
Okay, let's take one thing, mortgages, right? Okay, we spend billions of dollars a year on mortgages, right? How are you going to replace black people's mortgage that they're paying the white people for 30 years on a house with somebody that's black owned? Are they black owned mortgage companies that can come in and replace that?
No, but you can have increased banking the same way. There's certain people that's increasing black renting by having black home ownership and black housing and property ownership. The same way you and Dinus do tours.
Everything you do in their machine, right? Well, when you get ready to do the contractor for the house, right? You know you got to pay out contractor, the level of the thing. You got to pay somebody to do the survey, the appraiser, all the stuff like that you got to come out of your pocket with. The closing costs, everything like that. It's most likely 90% of the time going to be in white hands. You see what I'm talking about, Prince? It's not easy you think it is. We're not living in a black world, you know.
But why would you care about the last hand? This is a majority white country. I'm talking about the basis of the economics is going to be controlled by you.
Oh, look, majority white country. That means they're going to get the majority of the black dollars. It's simple as that. You think
no, but you can capture more of the shares. That's the point.
You understand something? You don't get it, right? The white man says, look, everything that comes in this country, right? Look, not only do we don't have our own dollars, we don't even have our own women. More and more white guys are bagging black women up online, and they're basically parading black women around like they're their property or whatnot, you know. And it's going, what planet do you live on, Principe? You know?
Hold on,
Colin. Bad example, only because
hold on, Colin. Hold on,
black guys do be getting white women though. You know what I mean? Like we kind of take that over.
And you know something?
You're talking about African Americans,
right? I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this, right? I don't really give a shit anymore, right? Because I'm at the point now where I've been telling bro, no man, don't stay away from the snow bunnies or not. But the thing is, like this clown Omar Johnson, understand, right? The white man doesn't obey those same rules, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm like this, brother, man, you want to go out there and do that shit? Go right the hell ahead, man. You got my blessing, man. Go right ahead. Kill it. So, but the bottom line, come home to a black woman when you're ready to get married. You know, I was like this. You know, you go out there and sow your oats, man, because that's what they're doing to us. You know, the white man goes all over the world, man. I see him over here now, man. These guys can't stay out of nowhere. They're getting their hands.
Yeah, but Colin, that's not new. You're trying to make it. There's always been certain types of blacks that white and non-black people.
Always, hold up. Yeah, you get the word non-black, right? Because they used to go to Asia with that, you know, and stuff like that, right? They normally
no. I'm Haitian, bro. I'm Haitian. They go to the Caribbean. They go to Africa. That's not a new thing.
No,
even in America, there's
been. I'm telling you right now,
it wasn't on the same level as Asia. You might see Africa become another Thailand for sex tourism and shit like that. That's what I fear.
But Colin, what you're describing is not new. There's always been a
No,
certain
not hold
small
on. First of
percentage
all,
of
not in this.
blacks.
Not, hold on. In the country I'm in right now, Liberia. If you think this would have happened a couple of generations ago under Tubman, hell no.
So
You
you
know,
what did you think? You never seen some pictures of old
not in
Liberia where you
Liberia,
see
not in
white
Liberia,
tourists?
not in Liberia, not in Liberia, man. This was different, bro.
Oh my
This was
God,
not.
man! You think it's new, but it's not new, man. It's
No,
always been
no.
a small
It
percentage.
depends on where you go.
I
You
mean,
know,
let's
in
keep it
this
real. It
country right
kind of
here,
can be new
Liberia, man,
because
that did not
it's
go
like the
down, bro.
internet is out now. Like it's a whole bunch of white guys that could go see what's going on in Africa, so they could just up and go. So it honestly would be an
Bro, it's not
influx
new.
now.
Do you know there's an
But
Yes,
Italian
no,
I
town
man.
get I
in
They
get
were
what
in
you're
not going
saying.
to
Kenya?
That
Africa
listen,
like
like
that,
I get what you're
principally.
saying. That it's not new. Like I agree with you on that. But I'm saying though, like of course it would be an influx now because anybody white can go see it. You know what I'm saying? Like if they see it on Instagram, now a whole bunch of white people could really go. Towards back then, they didn't really have social media to see that type of shit. That's what I'm saying.
Even in America, is not. There was always a little small percentage of African Americans that gravitate towards non-black individuals. That's why you have these random beige
Yeah, I
mulatto
know, but now
kids. This is not new.
Well, what's saying
I
now
don't. I,
is
I don't understand. I don't understand why you're trying
what's
to
saying now is
typecast
no
the
principally.
majority. The majority of black
Saying
people are not
now
like
is
that.
saying now is this. You're saying build a black community. What are we gonna build it with, right? If the black male and black female are together, and black women basically, this had this thing where this girl showed a thing where all these women were at this social thing, and they basically can't get black men to go out there. You know what I'm saying? And so therefore, if the black men and black women are not together, how are they gonna build a community? How's that possible, Principe?
But that's not a real thing, though, man.
Oh,
That's not a
really? Oh,
real.
really? Oh, it's not. Let me play a video for you.
But not Kyler, you gotta
Okay.
understand, like, it's not enough black men. Like, most of us are dead, in jail, gay,
That's not true. That's not true. That's
bro.
not
I mean,
true.
well,
Well,
for
that's
for
what you
the
say,
black
but it's not
women,
true. There's a lot of brothers
like,
out
come on,
there.
like, it's not enough. Like, it's like
No,
what,
there's enough
like
brothers, but the
5 to
bottom
1
line is,
men
the
in
thing is,
Atlanta.
that's a
Migos,
lie.
you sound like a white man now, man.
How,
You sound
bro?
like a white man.
It's pretty. It's the truth, bro. Like, it's not enough. It's not enough people. Like, what are you talking about?
Well, like I said, I think
Bro,
that's plenty of black men.
Kala, can I ask you a
All
question?
depends on
Kala?
what they see as desirable. That's all it is. If you want a black man making $300,000 a year, of course that's impossible. But if you just what you call? Let me see. Hold up.
And exactly, and that's literally what most
Kala,
black
Kala,
women want.
but Kala, isn't it more white women than white men in America?
Yeah. What's that got to do with anything?
So why are y'all using this fictional stat of there's more black women than black men when there's more women
I
than
didn't say.
men? Period.
I didn't say that. I said there's not enough black men. That's what I said.
How is it not enough?
I just gave you examples.
Yo, but they're not realistic examples. Like just like some of these women, have mental illness, right? Some of these, so you talking about a percentage of women that's available to date. Then on top of that, they don't talk about the age demographics, right? That there's certain age groups that have more people because they're older. There's women outlive men, so there's more older women than men. So you can't just look at the numbers on the paper and just say, oh, there's way more men than women. There's different reasons for that, right? Then you talk about dead and in jail. Majority of black men are not in jail. It's like what, a million black men in jail, while there's over 20 million, 25 million general black men in this world, in America. So
But I
that's not
also
even
said
a.
that.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
Nah, I also said that. I was saying.
Yeah, so I'm saying people going off of fake stats. The numbers are really closer than it really is, and people just gotta follow Africa. And, have more than one. That's it.
So
You,
then you
you
agree
see,
with me
you
that
see,
there's not enough because you got to get more than one.
no, but
Well,
that's the same thing in the motherland. That's the same thing in the motherland. You see when the president
no,
Eritrea
there's plenty of black
demanded that
women
people
over
had
here,
three
bro.
wives and four
I don't want to
wives.
do a lot of watching stuff on YouTube
Christopher, there's
anymore.
plenty of
I'm
black
trying to
women
see
over
if they got
here,
like this
bro.
angle or not.
Sure.
I'm literally trying to check. Okay. And I can't wait for somebody to be like, please edit your
Wait,
videos.
what is
So I
this
can be
video
like,
about, you
no,
said?
I'm not going to edit these videos unless I want to. And I have yet to have the desire to edit a video yet. Okay. And there's a lot of conversation on TikTok about Black women and dating. And I'm like, yes, this is the side of TikTok that I need to be on. The side of TikTok where we have real discussions about things that are like, interesting. Yes. People were basically saying like, basically there's a lot of women on TikTok that be like, shoot your shot. If you like a guy, go ahead, go up to him and be like, hey, or slide in his DMs or da 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 da. And I guess a lot of women like openly be sliding into men's DMs and just being like, hey, what's up? Like, you look cute, you look handsome. Or there's the app Bumble where you have to reach out and make the first move and a lot of that stuff. And let me just say this. My mom was basically telling me, like, Darian, you don't want to shoot your shot first. You do not want to initiate a relationship first, like with a guy, or like let him know first that you're interested in him, because a lot of times it results in you being the pursuer and not the one being pursued, obviously in an appropriate manner. And this way of thinking may not work for every woman or every femme person, because obviously it's 2021 and it's just like we're breaking down gender roles. But I understand myself, and I understand that I'm a little bit more traditional than the norm at the moment. And because I'm so traditional, I do not like to be the one pursuing. I hate it. It's disgusting to me. It disturbs my peace. I'm bothered. And it's disgusting to me specifically. Like, it disgusts me when I have to pursue. Like, I just don't like it. Now, if I see another woman pursuing somebody, I'm like, girl, go ahead. You look good doing that.
Yo,
So
Kyla, what is this about?
Like, do you 110% okay?
I don't know. I just play a video.
Hey,
I play a video about dating.
I'm like, yo,
This girl is
what is she talking about,
babbling
yo?
about stupid stuff.
See, Kyla, you just lost
I am.
right there, man.
I thought I was gonna
You
make
started
my
playing
point.
random videos. I got my points, man. So give me my points.
I was
That's
like,
cool,
she
man.
looks halfway cute, so let me play
Yeah,
And
but I'm saying the problem is more so marriage. We need more marriages.
that
That's it,
video.
man. Like,
basically what I learned about myself is like, when I
y'all guys got like a dating forever, dating for fun, dating till you're 55 kind of
Nah,
culture.
it's the women, bro.
That's
It's
a
the
y'all
women,
culture.
bro. It's the women. They don't want to be married no
Nah,
more,
man.
bro.
I got
Bro, I
stories, man.
swear to God,
This
bro. Yo, Prison P, bro. I'm telling you the truth, bro. Like, why am I gonna lie to you? It's no lie. Like,
you
I
probably
know
one of
mad
them. You a
girls.
player, man. You a player,
Bro,
bro.
listen, bro, just listen, bro. I know mad girls, bro. Like, it's just sad, bro. Like, they really rather be a baby moms. And then I'll ask them, I'm like, yo, where the BD at? They be like, I don't want to. I was literally asking this girl today, I'm like, why don't you want to be with him? And she's like, I'll call you later. Just hung that shit up. I'm like, yo, they just want to be this, bro. That's what it is. We can't really say them. You know, how we gonna
Nah,
build the nation and save them? You gotta pick one.
you can't save nobody. I'm not trying to say save nobody. I'm saying that there's certain types of women who want to settle down and marry, and there's certain people they want to play the field. So that creates a more bitter woman, and then in time you have a situation where you got people who are 35 with 3 kids, not married, and they bitter
Nah,
because the
yeah,
dude that they
but
wanted to be with, he didn't want to when she wanted to be with him, he wanted to play the field. He wanted to go see the fish in the sea, and you can see that even in a dating advice. Some of the men they'll tell the men, man, you got to spread your wings and you got to see the world till you're 30. And they tell the women to keep their legs closed. So that's two different messaging to the same demographic of men and women. So you're gonna have a bitter women based on that logic. And a lot of
yes,
you
vice
like to look
versa
down
though.
on third
Like,
world culture, but in third world African black cultures or whatever, they kind of encourage you to marry and settle down by 25 and 30. They look at you kind of weird if you don't. You see what I'm saying?
yeah. Yeah, I do respect, the third world culture with that. They do got it when it comes to, the dating. I do respect that part. Except for, the child marriage things. But like I said though, what you were saying earlier about, I was like I said, it was vice versa. Like, there's women also that's getting like, yo, they gotta, sleep around and, have fun before they, settle down and find a husband. So like I said, like it's just majority bad people right now. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like a lot of people that's trying to have fun versus more people that's really wanting to get married in the black community, especially in my age group. So that's why I'm just focused on, just getting money right now and probably like, my immediate family really.
Yeah, but you agree with Colin? What percentage of African Americans you think is sellouts and don't want to be with their own people?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I do think that it is pretty low because like it is like majority, and like you said, like it's a lot of bitter people that's honestly in that bracket too. So yeah, I know it's a low percentage. I'll probably give it like maybe like what, like 3%, just like that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. It's lower than.
what I found out was that although it happens, it's so low, right? As far as like, but the thing is though, this is how it is. When you see a black man with a white man, it's like boom, right? You don't forget that. You know what I'm saying? That sticks in your head all day, all night, and everything. That's what the society gears towards, right? It's to the point now where I see a white man with a black woman or Asian woman, it's normalized. It's like, okay, whatever. There's
Yeah,
only a stigmata between a black male pursuing a white woman, particularly a young white woman. That's where the stigmata comes from. But if you're basically a black, a white man, like this girl on TikTok, right? I just dissed her, right? She was like, whatever. She goes, I was dating this white guy. He's like twice my age, like older than my father. When I said to myself, girl, you are sick. What is a young girl like 21, 22, 20, 21 dealing with a freaking old ass white man? She goes, he's made a comment about the plantation that his house he lives at is actually a plantation, whatever like that. And she's on it. And I said, these are these sick games. We were talking about this the other night. These
yeah,
are
we were.
these
Yeah, it's a what?
these
We
sick
said it's a dark
games.
fantasy shit.
These sick games that they going through right now. And I'm saying to myself, it's just disgusting. But the thing is, white men with what black women are acceptable, right? Because it's like a conquest. When they see you with a white woman, that's you conquering them. That's their breeder. That's who that's their number one breeder of their race. So you come
Yeah,
against their women when you're going into their territory. Black men in America don't have any territory. You know, that's why they could basically come in and just basically take your woman. They come into your community. They used to go back in the 20s and 30s. They used to go in the black community, drunk and everything like that. Walk up to, hey boy, where's your sister at? And so we're going back to those time periods, right? White men could just basically just come into our community. Then towards the 60s, they stopped doing that because we started whipping some ass. That was part of it. Part of it was, you stay away from our women, we stay away from yours. And when I was growing up in upstate New York, that's how it was. That's how it was. I didn't even know what was like. When I was growing up, man, we had white friends, we were cool and everything. But one thing we always stuck with was we don't touch each other's sisters or each other. We don't race mix. That's what I grew up with. And now and people say, well, Collie, you're a racist. Whatever. Look, I'm only going by what I grew up with because I had a
nah,
friend
you
of
you
mine.
you're not racist, bro. You're not racist. Like I live by that too.
Well,
You
I
kind of
got
taught me
people
that
think
shit.
I'm calling me a racist because I'm like this. I went through a lot of stuff, right? I've seen people being beat up. I known people who got killed for dating white girls. Really, I know one
Yeah.
kid that got his head cut off in Brooklyn. I heard
What?
about that story, and I knew about my friend. You can look it up. Sean Edwards. The case is still unsolved. Right? Was killed. My friend Wayne Edwards' little brother killed for dating a white girl. Stabbed 33 times. They found him in a pool of blood. The case
Yeah,
is
that's
still
crazy.
unsolved. That was
But
1986.
I'm about to say, but I believe though that like how you said, like your friends, like y'all would, not date each other's sisters and shit like that. Like, wouldn't that build a more of a respectful friendship between y'all two that y'all not, dating each other's,
It
races
did
and
because
shit
we
like
didn't know
that?
any better.
Yeah.
Look, it was like this. It was like this. Our fathers, well, you know what it is? When I was in third grade, right? I'll never forget. There was this little Spanish girl. She was like a white Spanish, whatever. whatever like that. She had long black hair. I never forget her name. It was Alexandria. She couldn't speak any English. She was from Spain, right? She was beautiful. I was like in love, man. She had long hair. Like there was a character on TV called Isis, right? And my uncle's like, oh, she got hair like Isis, right? It's not right. She's white. I said, I think so. He goes, we don't get with white people, white race. He goes, I go, why, uncle? He goes, because it's not right. Black people stay with black people like that. Because I said, look, man, he's told me, this was a third grade. Uncles told me I'm going from the deep south. He was just the world he came from. Getting involved with white people like that was for, that's all that was, Lust of your heart. Look, this sounds stupid Spanish, but she wasn't black, And how can you have lust can anybody on this panel tell me how you can have lust in third grade?
Yeah, he's bugging that.
See, that's a true cool thing. How do you have lust in third grade?
Right, yeah. Most you do is kissing girls in third grade. Yeah, just kiss.
All you see is a girl's pretty and you just attracted to her. That's it. You ain't lusting after a girl, you stupid moron, You lusting after a girl. It was like a little girl in my class and whatnot, I was innocent one night. I used to play together. We used to play together. And it was like, okay, we share cookies together or whatever like that. Kids do. And that was like my girl I liked and whatnot, That's the other thing. But my uncle said, no, ain't nothing. It's like completely innocent about that. It's like, and like, oh, I'll call Becky. That shit ain't a Becky, you stupid moron, When you say Becky, you're talking about adults, that basically I got some lust for some white trim. That was something innocent in the third grade. And my uncle just told me right before it even get started, man. And I said, my whole life, ever since then, man, I never mess with white women, never did. Now I look at it now, I'm like, I missed out on a lot, man. I was growing up, maybe because I think about it now, I missed out on a lot of dates in high school, whatever like that, where I lived in a predominantly white area, but it was just miserable.
Yeah, but you live on the East Coast.
What?
Now I was saying you live on the East Coast. I was like, you definitely missed out. The white girls be going over
here. Yeah, so what I'm saying is this. So I'm saying we're going to school, right? You're going to a predominantly white school, right? Majority of chances, all the black girls that we grew up with, right? And there was just not enough. And all the black people were like a family. We all knew each other and stuff like that. So every black girl you knew, she was more like your sister than she was a potential girlfriend, And so therefore, it was really tough. Nobody black went to the prom. We didn't do stuff like that. We didn't go to the prom, whatever like that. Black kids just hung out with each other, whatever like that, It wasn't until we went to high school and was able to go to different schools, and I was able to date a girl from the inner city, another school from the inner city, that really I had my first real girlfriends when I was like in 10th grade. I was able to look at other girls from other predominantly black schools and stuff, But yeah, so it was really rough, man. I would not. I never understood, right? I mean, even though I went to one of the best high schools, everything like that, but I say to myself, what price was it? I didn't get to join my high school like every other kid, I didn't participate in homecoming. I didn't participate in the prom. I didn't participate in none of this shit. Why? Because I felt my school was racist, And so, therefore, I couldn't.
But Carla, today it's about choice. So there's a majority bulk who'd rather be with their own, and then there's those who choose not to, and that's it. Like I like when I see that, I ain't gonna lie, it bothers you a little bit, but you realize they don't mess with your ideology. It's more ideology based.
Principally, has a problem with that, right? Most of the power and decision making is in the hands of that other group. So if you're not in on another group, you're going to be left out. And the worst thing to do is be in a society where you're marginalized and cut out, because the power structure. So we was forced into integrating into this society. Because, like I said, we
Yeah,
don't
but
have a black
but
society of our
but, but Carla, why is
Yeah, you
somebody
got to
snoring?
kick that guy,
But
bro.
why?
He snored. Yeah.
Hola, sleeping. Hola.
own. I don't think it's Ola. I think it was my
Wait.
wife.
Nah, that.
Oh, okay,
All right.
okay. Oh, but like, yeah, but it's a choice thing. I feel like at the end of the day, you can't make nobody do nothing. Like, and when you talk about integration, integration doesn't equates to dating or nothing. It just you could go to work and
No, look, that's a lot.
communicate
That's a
or
bunch
go to
of
a party or
nonsense.
whatever. That's
Hold up. When you go into work and you go into the thing, you socializing with people, right? You go to work. Okay, let's meet for the lunch for after drinks and whatnot. You had to socialize to get ahead in the world. You have to socialize. That's why I said, even though it was painful, integration was painful, but in a way, I think it was necessary. Because we need to get
no,
into
but
corporate
but
America.
Carla,
We need to
Carla,
get into
Carla,
advertisement. We need to get also like that.
you
So
don't
the
think that's
bottom line
risky
is,
going out for
although
drinks
we
after
would
work?
like to say, oh, we don't should not integrate and everything like that. I know that sounds good and everything like that, but what was the alternative?
But Carla, I agree with you there to a certain degree. I believe in some level of separation versus segregation. I don't believe in segregation, but I believe integration don't mean you have to abandon your own community. The same way your title is talking about the trillions of
Well,
dollars that's passing through the black hand. I worked in a warehouse with a bunch of Indians, right? The job pays $60,000, $50,000. These people put their own people on. They put their sister, cousin. So it's like 4 or 5 of them in one home
yeah, but
making
they're
sixty
coming
thousand
from a
dollars. That's
different. They're coming from a
three hundred
culture.
thousand dollars passing through their
Hold
hands.
up,
They have a different
they're coming
mentality.
from look, they're coming from a culture. They got a home country base to operate at. We don't have that. They have an end game. They're
That's
funneling money back
nonsense,
in.
man. It's nonsense. Nonsense.
Principally,
They're trying to
you just
actually
never get it.
capture.
You just get it.
It's
Hold
a
up. The
mentality.
only thing Black America has is individuality, right? And a lot of times we don't want to be told what to do with our money. Black people don't want to be told what they do with their
But
money.
who gave you this individuality? Because you wasn't like that in the '60s and
Look.
'50s.
Explain. Anybody explain to him American culture, rugged individualism, and so like that's the American
It's
way,
not.
bro.
It's not working
Yeah.
though. It's not working. It's
Yeah, I
not.
know, but
Their
like you
community's
gotta
owned by
understand,
somebody else.
But we don't
Yeah,
have
I
it,
know, but
principally.
Principe,
You
but
don't
like
seem
the
to get it
culture is
though.
already
We
engraved in
do
us,
not
bro.
have a community. There's no such thing as a Black community. I try to tell you that it does not exist.
There was
It never
hold on,
has.
but Colin, there was a black community in the 1960s and
No,
1950s
look,
and
hold
1940s.
up. That's what I said. Hold up. Those communities were never put to the test. Those are areas we congregated at. We had a congregation. That's because we had no choice but to live together. You were a community when you voluntarily said, this is what we're going to like. Soul City would have been a community if it was successful because we came together
Colin,
to build it.
Colin, what you're saying is you basically inferring that your people need segregation to work together. I don't believe
No.
that.
Yeah,
You
well,
believe that.
that's exactly what I'm trying
Exactly,
to
yeah,
tell you.
right. That's
Yeah, that's
exactly what he's
exactly that. The
saying,
only way Black people work together is when we're segregated. That's it. But
right?
other than that,
For
given an
what?
opportunity,
Because
Black people are like,
that's what
hell
happened,
no, man.
in the '60s, right? Like prior to the '60s, right? It was they was segregated, and that's why they was Gucci in the '60s. Because think about it right now, like most of our culture is engraved in like what rap music and like the street lifestyle. So that's why our money is so spread apart and like unorganized and shit like that. So it's like if we go back to how we used to be, it probably would help.
Yeah, but I'm saying, wow, like similar to dating, it's about choice. You should want to be with your own people. You should want to spend with your own dollar with your own people. You should have your own companies and stuff like that set up. Even when we talk about rap, they're bragging about other people's brands. They're bragging about Gucci 24
That's a
hours a
hold
day.
up.
That black
Yeah,
people
Principle, you
want
don't
exactly,
get
Gucci
it.
more.
exactly.
Hold up.
That's what
You
I'm
don't get
saying.
it.
I
Do you
know,
think there's any accident that's why that's doing like that?
right? Exactly. That's what I'm
Bro,
saying.
bro,
Yeah, like it's
are you possessed or are you a robot? I don't get it. Are you
what you
possessed by
mean?
the white man?
Well,
Are
How?
you
bottom
possessed
line
by the
is
white man?
just saying we live in this country. He controls the media. He controls everything
He
that we
control.
do.
He don't control you. He don't control
Yeah,
you.
I
I
mean,
don't get it.
yeah,
Me, but
obviously, Prince P, he don't
I'm only
control us,
myself. I'm only
but like
myself. And he,
everybody else is obviously easily impressed with you're impressionable or whatever. So like it's easy for them to get influenced. Like we can't speak for all the black people. Some niggas will get caught up.
well,
Like
let me tell you
it's just
something,
like that.
Principe. Principe, there's the reason why Jay-Z's a billionaire. There's a reason
Like
why
yeah, come
Beyonce's
on,
rich.
Prince P.
They
Are
use
you a
all these people,
robot?
Jay-Z, Beyonce, Will Smith, all these other people to control black people and what we think. And they know these people have a lot of power over us. That's why they make them rich, so we could have these idols. Muhammad Ali talked about that,
Exactly.
you know?
Like, come on, Prince P. This is second grade knowledge, bro. You should know this already.
Prince P don't get that. He's naive. He's an immigrant.
Right?
He's
Like,
naive.
come on, bro. Like, what?
They control. Look, the white man basically knows what he's doing, man. He does not want to see black people doing it. So he basically said, "Look, we'll have 50. Tell me what talent really 50 Cent has." I heard his Power series on that is not really doing too well. You know, it's not really doing too well. He's not all that talent. I mean, how much talent do you have? His show was a white boy and a black dude, light skinned
It's
dude,
just killing
with
everybody.
drug
That's
dealer
all it is. And
and
drugs.
killing people, and then you got the Black Mafia family and whatnot. Well, who greenlights that shit? You know why? Why? Because the white man would rather have that than me making a movie about
Man, Kyle, I don't know what's going on with you over there. You drinking that Liberian coconuts over there,
Oh
man.
man.
Yeah, that's what's going on, bro.
Principally don't
Because
get it.
even
Yeah,
when I
you
was a
don't get it,
kid,
bro.
even when I was a kid, one of the biggest movies was the Mafia movies. So now he's making black Mafia movies and shows,
Yeah, look,
and you telling me that he don't have a talent.
that's all. Yo, that's all black
What?
American. First of all, Principally, there's never been a successful black criminal organization in America. Never been. We can't even do that right. There's never been no La Cosa Nostra in the Black America. They last for 2 years and they get locked up because they snitch on each other and whatever like that. They do like this, you know. So please stop telling me about some black criminal organizations that glorify. All them niggas need is vocational skills and whatnot. You know, give up crime. They can't do it, you know.
That's true. That's
Black
true. That I agree with that. I agree with that. But I'm saying for he could be making better media, but you can't tell me that that wasn't a popular theme that a lot of African Americans somewhat celebrated because some of the biggest movies was uh the mafia movies.
So we
Some
like
of the
hold
biggest
up. We
shows,
like watching.
Sopranos.
We like watching white people do the mafia. We never like black people doing it, you know. We never like seeing ourselves in that, you know. White people like seeing us doing the stupid stuff, the drive-by shootings, and so like, they love seeing us killing each other and all that like that. They love all that drama, East Coast versus West Coast, and all this kinds of like Bloods versus Crips and all that stuff like this. They like
Yo,
all that
Marcus,
stuff.
you got some
We don't.
static, bro.
Oh no, my fault.
You see what I'm saying? Y'all robots, man. You got all that static. You see what I'm saying? Come
This
on,
guy.
bro.
Go ahead, Marcus.
Oh no, I mean I don't really agree. I guess what you said because it look like niggas, black people want they like that mafia.
Yo, Marcus, why
Uh,
don't you hang up and call back in? You got bad
all right,
connection, bro.
I will.
Hang up and call back in.
But like I said, there's a lot of things that black people could be doing to capture their dollar. Like the same way there's not a like a soul food fish spot, like
Well,
affordable. The
let
challenge,
me tell
because
you
I'm
something.
talking about affordable.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let's say, first of all, let me read Baruti. I know some smart shit he's saying. He goes, I don't understand how you could say Kala secretly had desires for some snowboarding when he's been in a art and black. Yeah, look, I'm a black national. I'm in a black woman. I said I was in third grade. Marcus Garvey said he had a little white girlfriend. That's not nothing new. You're a kid. You don't know any better. You know, it makes it seem like, oh, you're in
Yeah, he's
third
in the
grade.
third grade. Yeah, that's crazy.
Third grade. What are you gonna do? She gonna give me I'm giving a girl cookies and giving her candy. Ooh, geez, Carla, you had to think about it. And my uncle said, no, that's how it starts, man. You know, she's a white girl. Blah, blah, blah. And I thought it was wrong because we were just kids. He should have just let us be kids. You know, he was like, nah, white people, nah, my uncle. And I never did. Never after that, man. You know, I was like, I can't like her no more, man. I was just hurt. I was like, I didn't understand. But now I grew up, and when I understand what he was talking about, he's coming from the South. Now in Queens, and when he understood, he witnessed people getting lynched. You know,
You
and
from
stuff like
Queens?
that.
You from Queens? You say you
Yeah,
witnessed
he
people
was
get
from
lynched?
North Carolina. This is how it
Oh,
was. Both my sides of my family moved on the same block in Jamaica, Queens, right? My
yeah.
mother's side of the family moved next to my father's
Mm,
sister, and my uncle Albert was her husband, my father's brother-in-law. You know, they
mm,
moved side by side to each other. You know, my uncle Albert worked in the sanitation department. My grandmother grandfather worked in Con Edison Electric Company. You know, they bought a house. They lived right next to each other. That's how my mother and father met. My mother and father met when in 1964, and they were both like 16, and they went to the World's Fair in Flushing, Queens. That was their first date in Flushing, Queens, the 64 World's Fair in Flushing, Jamaica, Queens. You know. But that's how my family met. You know, our family came together, right? So I'm
Yeah.
from Queens. I was born
They
in
from North Carolina?
Queens. You know, that's how I was born. What?
Where they you say they're from North Carolina, correct?
My mother's side of the family, my mother's side is from North Carolina. My father's side from North Carolina. My mother's side of the family came earlier from North Carolina in the 40s, right?
All right.
And moved to Harlem. My father's family came directly from North Carolina in 1960.
Damn. So they just came from 1960. It's crazy. All right.
Yeah. And so my mother's side was here since 1945, right after the war, you know? You know, my grandfather came to Harlem in 1945 as a young man. He knew Malcolm X, you know? And my great grandfather, his father was a Garveyite, you know? So it is what it is. But go ahead, Marcus. You had something to say?
The Mafia, and I think black people, they like that type of energy, that gangster energy, in my opinion. And that's, you know.
We only could fantasize. But the Mafia is only successful because they're white. You know, they know how to blend white society. Ain't no black person trying to be. You got to be able to blend into the dominant society and get away with that. You know, undercover. You know, black people stick out.
And they had the cops in hand.
They got the complexion for the connection, but black people, we don't have that connection. Like, we want to act like the Mafia.
They see you're black. They already. You could be a law-abiding black man. They're still trying to hem you up. So how the hell are you gonna be a criminal or whatnot, man? It don't work, man. The crime doesn't work for black people, man. You know, this doesn't work. Not in this civilization. You know, like Chris Rock always said, only the white man can profit from pain. You know,
I never heard. That's crazy.
Nobody else you can make money, but you cause some harm. Like Bill Cosby, you know, he caused somebody some pain and they get money.
But Kala, you know who really do the mafia thing? Who really do the mafia thing really good is the Cameroonians.
For real?
Yeah, like you got a Cameroonian mafia, and you got a Nigerian mafia too. Operating in the UK. The Cameroonians they have let me look it up. Hold on. Yes, they have it's been documented. But it's hold on, it's
Yeah, but Kala is right, low key. A lot of the mafia money was allowed to be washed back into the white communities, and they were able to, especially when they try to indict black criminals, they do a whole sweep of all the businesses that they own and shut them down. There's still communities and stores in South Brooklyn that was created with mafia money that's still open to this day.
Yeah.
Right? So it is a clear racist kind of bias when it comes to that. That's true. You know what I mean? That's why I'm saying that people got to think more legal and like stuff like what Kala's doing and what Dynas is doing to capture more of the black dollar in tourism. Stuff like having more stores that have affordable food in which like they can compete with Chinese food at McDonald's. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot of like black owned businesses, but some of them are like $15, $30 per plate. You see what I'm saying? You can't eat there as frequently as a Chinese restaurant. That's not realistic. The Chinese restaurant is giving you a plate of food for $10. McDonald's is giving you 4, 5, 6 sandwiches for $20. You know what I mean? So you got to think more like, okay, how do you capture the shares of those businesses? How do you capture the shares there. I think I said that the other day to Carla. Quiet, mama. Relax. Pause it. Pause it. Pause it. Even when I told Carla about the Martin Luther King thing, I said like if they made Martin Luther King Day a more of like a bigger holiday where they invite dignitaries from Africa, when they fight people from different states, they can make more money from that. You see, how do you capture more money from what you already got? In Harlem, they got a Malcolm Day, right? How do you make that Malcolm Day even bigger and make more money? Or, you know what I mean? That's how you got to start thinking. How do you
Nah,
capture
yeah,
more of the
yeah.
money
I
that's
get what you're
Yeah,
saying.
but
passing
see,
through
here's the
the black
thing. I
community?
think that if I could just say this, I think that when we talk about the mafia, like the and it's not the Italian mafia, it's the Sicilian mafia. That's who was operating in the U.S. They were from Sicily specifically, and
But
in order to rise,
there was also
yeah,
a
but
small hat
hold on,
mafia,
wait, hold on,
a
bro.
small hat
In
mafia.
order to rise through the ranks, they have to trace your family, back to Sicily. Otherwise, you couldn't be a made man. Like all. So basically, when you look at the history of the mafia, what happened is they became sophisticated because they learned how like the American judicial system worked. Like for instance, they bought off like a lot of the federal judges, like on the East Coast and the West Coast. So that's why J. Edgar
Facts.
Hoover he never he never acknowledged the mafia. He didn't want to because he knew the mafia. They had
They
a
had
lot of
power,
them judges in their pocket. So
and they
that's
had
what it was. It wasn't. It's too simple to just say, "Oh, they're white." Remember, Italian Americans were heavily discriminated against. They were even lynched in the South because when the Italians first came to America, they didn't go to New York City. They dropped them off in New Orleans, so that they have to work their way up from that. And the Klan was even killing a lot of them. They was even getting into it with black folks too, and the black folks was killing them too. Like a lot of those. That's why they had that racist. Some Italians they had that racism against black folks because some of them black folks was they was
that's not
getting
the
at
case,
them
bro.
Italians.
That's not the case.
They was getting
But
at some
hold
of
on,
them.
but
And they came through.
Nadama,
Yeah, they came
Nadama.
through New Orleans, but they wasn't killing them. Black people weren't killing them. They were still damn near on the plantation. Oh,
Yeah, but
Nah,
Italians been in French speaking areas because like even in Haiti, one of the like they had like the higher whites and the lower whites. Some of the lower whites were German, Italian, Polish, so they've been there. They're not That's not new to like New Orleans
yeah,
because
but it
even in
wasn't
Haiti, that's
killing.
the same thing.
Ain't no black person was
No, no,
killing black person.
he's saying that they came. That's
Yeah, they
different
came.
ways of Italian. It's not the same.
Yeah, I know that they came. They first came to New Orleans. Yeah, the Marcellus Mafia. It still operates in New Orleans. They lost power to
No,
them
but
though. But I'm
under the
saying they.
French, because you got to remember, New Orleans was a French
I
colony.
know. I got French blood. I already know. I know. But
I don't got no French blood, but I'm saying that it's a French colony.
I understand. My grandpa, look, I got that in my bloodline. He spoke Latin and he spoke Corey Benin. He spoke Creole and my grandma. What I'm saying is, when you said black people killing Italians, that wasn't the case. You know what I'm saying? My people worked with the Italians. Like you talking about my papa, my grandpa worked with them. But they wasn't killing no Italians. You know what I mean? We used to call them Dagos. My people always say, fuck what we call them Dagos and shit, but they had their own mafia, the Marcellus.
You know something? You know the biggest money making with the Italian mafia and the syndicates and the outfits and whatnot was the black community, the numbers rackets. They control all that.
yeah.
So the number rackets, then the drugs, everything. Without the black community, man, none of these groups would have ever popped off.
You can say the
Everything.
same thing for the cartel too. Shit.
Yeah, everything is a black community, whatnot. Everything's a black community. Everybody makes money off the black man except for the black man. This is why when they had that movie, American Gangster. I don't know how real that is, but it said Frank Lucas basically went behind the what's it called the French connection,
Yeah.
of heroin, and went directly to
Henry.
a source and cut out the Italian mafia. That was a big deal.
No, that was true. The Frank Lucas story.
Yeah, but
Um,
he only lasted 5 years, man.
yeah, but here's the
Nah,
thing: is like basically he was giving the Italians a run for their money. He was underselling them on the heroin, and the Italians couldn't figure out how he was doing it because in the movie they showed them going to Vietnam because remember Vietnam was under France,
Mm.
prior to America going over there, and they saw him getting the heroin, going all into the jungle and getting the heroin directly and shipping it over on American military planes and stuff. So I mean, there was a lot of truth to that. There was a lot of level of sophistication to what that brother was doing, and but I mean, we've had complex, very sophisticated, criminals. To say that only the Italians are successful
No, I'm not
or
saying like this.
sophisticated.
Look, I remember something. That was basically at a time where, be honest with you, the whole entire black community was changing. The music was changing. Motown, everything like that. The theme of black, so therefore, that was actually some sort of progress in the wrong direction for Black America. In other words, basically, that was a time of Muhammad Ali, the rebellion against the Vietnam War, and all stuff like this. So as out of that, it came this idea that what the hell are we going to do? Remember something, the old school way was, the white mafia were like, we'll give you protection because, we could talk to the white people, real white people down in City Hall. Now, but that time period was a large numbers of whites and blacks would interact with each other. So that bypassed the old social structure, so that's why that was able to happen. For example, what you call Frank Lucas was friends with Billy Martin, the manager of the New York Yankees, and how did he do that? Social clubs. Back in the 60s and whatnot, the growth of like places like Las Vegas and places like that where blacks and whites commingled. Then in the 70s, you had Studio 54 and stuff like that. And then places like Miami, and there were blacks, whites, Cubans, all these other. That changed the whole dynamic. It wasn't like black, white. Before it was black people had to rely on the Italian mafia, Jewish to make connections and everything. But now people are meeting in different places, alternative places. The America, remember something? White people, gangsters would meet in places like the Cotton Club. Black people couldn't get in the Cotton Club. Remember that? And stuff like that. So therefore, that's how the power structure was maintained. We'll do all the business for you because you're not allowed in that hall over there that decisions are being made. But towards the 60s and 70s, the power shifted because a lot of venues and stuff where people were making moves and everything was in places where people all congregated. That's where the club scene was good. That's where a lot of deals were made in the club scenes and nightclubs and stuff like that, So it wasn't the same thing. And also there was a lot of black people who had access to country clubs now, So like I said, yeah, so there was a new America, and Frank Lucas just basically took advantage of that new America that was emerging, integration and upward mobility. And so therefore he basically he didn't need the Italian mafia like Bumpy Johnson did, because Bumpy Johnson was in a racist, segregated society, Yeah, it was a deal made at dinner. Yeah, there was a lot of Italians. They said Frank Lucas ate dinner with a lot of Italians. So that's why when he did his family, it was like the Sicilians, the family sat together and ate together and stuff like that, And so therefore it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the thing. But I think did you hear they're gonna make a movie about BMF?
Yeah, that's stupid. 50 Cent. Why?
Why are you against it?
Oh, because look, I'm not against it, man. But the whole thing is this, man. Black people, in America, right? Like I said, the other people have a balance, right? You'll have the Sopranos, but you'll have Italian Americans doing all kinds of things. It's a balance there, With black people, it's just like, I don't know how to say it, right? All I can say is, all right, watch the movie, right? But black people get caught up in the thing of, yeah, I'm gonna be Big Meech. I'm gonna do that. Look, let me tell you something. When American Gangster came out, and also what's that other movie where Wesley Snipes? New Jack City. I knew
Yeah.
some my
Yeah.
cousin, right? Became like me. He tried to mimic his life around Nino Brown. He died. He was murdered at the age of 31. 100 rounds put into him. Some
Dang.
girls set him up and whatnot. He had 100,000, $150,000 worth of cash jewelry stolen out of his apartment, and they put like 50 rounds in him in the shower. Murdered, gangland style. But at my cousin Lenny, it wasn't like that, man. But he got caught up in the friggin' glitz of trying to be Nino Brown. That was the
Yeah.
idol, Nino Brown from New Jack City.
Okay.
So that's what I said. I know what you mean though. Like, it's majority, like more black people want to be like Nino Brown than like some regular guy just working
Steve
a job
Urkel.
trying to. Yeah, right.
There was
Like, yeah,
New
I know what you
Jack
mean.
City came around the same time that Spike Lee made the movie Malcolm X, right? You didn't see a whole lot of people talking about I want to be like Malcolm X. They definitely want to be Nino Brown and whatnot. But that's Black America. I know my people,
Hmm.
right? So Black Mafia family. Right now, you got Negroes out there now planning their own Black Mafia family. How they gonna do it? And this guy Trump is not playing. He's freaking throwing people in that El Salvador. You do not want to get set there. He said he's
Yeah.
gonna send American citizens there, hardcore gang members and stuff like that.
Yeah,
That
he
will break.
locking everybody up right now. Yep.
Anybody deserves to be locked up. The bottom line is, if you want to do that life, hey, look, there's more fun and more strength in doing what I'm doing, nation building, right? But if you want to
Right.
go down that
Yeah.
stupid road right there, then hey, look, it's on. I don't have no sympathy for you, because it's probably
Facts.
more easier and better if you did things the right way. You become a Black nationalist, engage in legitimate business, trade, and stuff like that, and industry. You could probably basically do better than you would looking over your shoulder trying to flip some drugs or whatever like that, and get involved with. Look at this guy that they busted out in California, Eugene, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Had a golden opportunity to do the right thing in the community, but he couldn't leave the streets alone.
Yep. It's always like that though, man. Like, it's crazy because doing what you do, like, at least like I'm guaranteed, like, I'm in Africa, it's women there, it's vegetables. Like, you guaranteed jail doing that stuff. Like, there's no more girls after
You
that.
will go to jail, You go to jail, you get put up. There's nothing worse than being locked up with a bunch of men not around women. Is it really worth it?
Right, for the rest of your life, bro. Like, that's what scares me. Like, I'm not scared of like I got to be in there fight people. It's like, yo, I'm never gonna be with
Bottom
women
line, I
ever
don't want to
again.
be locked
Yeah,
up. I
yeah,
don't.
but Kala, what happens is when they go to jail like that, they become prison gay. So they
They don't
start
do
messing
that.
with
Look,
dudes.
check this out. This new prison out here, El Salvador, there's none of that shit going on. There's no contact. No, you're watching monitor 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You're like this. Should I play the video? There's none of that stupid stuff you see in regular prisons. That's that's the world we're going to right. They're gonna give you that sort of treatment and whatnot. As you do not want to go to that jail.
But yeah,
You
but
know.
you should, bro. The stats on that shit is like really high. Like Judge Joe Brown said, it's like if you were like served a 14-month sentence, like it's a 92% chance you did something gay. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Like, at 14 months is only like a year. Yeah, yo, you gotta look it up. I swear to God, bro, look it up. Yo, I swear. That's
Well,
I was like, that's
some
crazy.
people, man, some dudes, man, don't mind being gay, man. They don't mind that shit was us. So yeah, I'll give my ass up.
What?
Real men don't want to go through that shit.
Nah, that's insane.
And
Nah,
no, nothing anybody could tell me about fucking criminality and gang life and shit like that. Keep that shit away from me. I want nothing to do with that shit.
yeah, that's all right. It's not
I got
worth it. Nah.
I got a life to live. I got women to see. One woman to see, but I got a life to live and money to make. That's all I need. So all that stuff like that, people are talking about. If you think your life is so thing that you gotta commit crimes or whatever like that, you're freaking stupid. You haven't picked up a book. You haven't learned how to work. There's more in the world than crime. And crime is actually harder than doing legitimate stuff. You really put your time into it. So you can do legitimate business and do everything you want to do and everything like that. But when you decide you're gonna live a life of crime, or God forbid, you're gonna take kill somebody or whatever like that, or you're freaking done, man. You're just done. You're freaking
Yeah, you
stupid.
done. Yeah.
I don't get it, man. So, but sometimes people, that's their life, man. They want to be known as a tough guy. They want to know as tough. I'm tough, but I want to live. You know, I want to be like, I don't nothing to prove to nobody. You know, I ain't trying to fucking go to this man's. But look, bottom line, one thing I always said was like this. I said to the white man years ago, I'll never become one of your statistics.
Facts, yeah, that shit
And I
is
said,
true.
no matter what they do, because I had a coach told me one time, and I thought it was a joke, right? That one of my other teachers, driving ed teacher, he was cool, man, because I guess he knew that coach too. He was a racist, you know. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, it was my senior year, right? And he was like, "Oh, you graduated in 6 months, right?" He goes, he goes, "I just got a job at the state prison, right?" And then he goes, "So I should see you up there in a few months, right?" And I was like, "Oh yeah." I laughed at it, right? Then I told Mr. Murray, he goes, "I don't think that was a nice thing for him to say." He goes, "He shouldn't have said that, you know."
Yeah, that
And
was
then
pretty
he
crazy.
told me, "Reverend, why'd you say something like that? That's a good kid, you know." So in other words, basically, you know, he's looking at like I don't see the promise that I have. I'm a bright kid, graduate from high school, we're about to graduate. It's not easy to graduate from school in New York, you know, not easy, you know. About half my senior class I talk to right now say half of us didn't graduate, you know. The white kids, you know, they didn't graduate, they didn't make it, you know. They got to halfway through like junior year and they dropped out with the work, whatever like that, because it was hard. So many tests, so many everything like that, you know, to graduate with a Regency diploma in New York State is something else, you know. It's not easy. Just getting a high school diploma in New York is impressive, you know.
Nah,
Anyway,
yeah, it's pretty wild. Yeah,
you're gonna graduate, you know, and everything like that. My teacher told me, "Oh, yeah, you're gonna pass because you got to do 4 years of English, whatever like that." So my teacher told me, "I like your term paper. You're gonna pass. You know, congratulations, you're gonna graduate." And I was like, anyway, I told Coach Tui that, and he was like, "Yeah, so I should see you a few months after you graduate, right?" And I was like, and at first I just giggled at it, right? And I told Mr. Murray, my driver ed teacher, he was cool. This guy was cool. He reminded me of Don Johnson, you know. He had a sports car. He was a young guy. He was only like in his early 30s, right? And he had a sports car, Daytona Turbo Z and whatnot, man. Nice. But he still lived with his parents and whatnot. His parents had money, you know. And he was our
he
driver.
said he good.
Hell, man. He taught me how to drive, you know. He was a driver ed teacher. He was like, nah, he shouldn't have said that, you know. That was out of line, you know. But no, he
Nah,
was
yeah, you
cool as
can't be
hell.
saying that.
What?
Now I was saying, yeah, I was like, your teacher can't be saying that. I was like, yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, but that's what I grew up with, man. I grew up with that racist shit, man, you know? So I said to myself then, I said, oh, yeah? I said, you'll never, ever see me. I don't give a damn what it is. I don't give a damn. Look, I came down to Virginia, right? We moved down to Virginia a couple of years later. And my family came down here with $150,000 in the bank, right? Within 2 years, that money was gone, right? And I moved out of my parents' house and I was homeless. You know, I was sleeping in my car, I was sleeping in the woods. That's how poor I was Virginia hit me hard, man. I was like, damn, it ain't like New
Sheesh.
York, man. You can just get public assistance and all this shit like that. Virginia, you fall, you know. And I picked myself back up, you know. A year later, I had my own business, you know.
Nah, yeah, that's real. Sheesh, man.
But I had friends of mine at my age. I was like in my early 20s. They're out there slinging crack, man. You know, doing the crack, you know, doing this like that. You know, I was working jobs, man. I saved and opened my own car wash. You know, I saved money when but a lot of people saw something in me, man. I was driven. You know, how does young man always talk about business, always talk about politics, always talk about his view of the world and stuff like that? You know, people like amazed how different from the other black kids. You know. So I said I knew that one day I'd be on a platform like this, and I want that to be my testament that I did it. You could do it. You know, I stayed out of trouble. You know, I did what I had to do. I suffered when I seen at my age, I was like 22, 23. I'm seeing some of the guys out there where I'm walking a mile to work and everything. I'm walking a road and whatnot, and people driving by, hey man, you loser, well, like that, you know. And they're driving by with the cute girls and whatnot in their car and whatnot, you know. I felt some sort of way. I almost gave up and said, "Fuck it, man. Well, I'm doing it," but I stuck with it.
Yeah, you
No
gotta
matter how
stay down, man.
I had to walk. Well, you know how it's like walking on a dirt road, walking on a highway to work every day, whatnot. And stuff like that. I was like, oh, I hated that shit. They getting off and walking home and whatnot. There was no taxi service here in the South. I
Yeah,
remember one
man.
day I was walking, right, and there was a little black snake, a little black olive snake sitting there, right. I said, "Oh, a little snake, let me catch this thing," right. And all of a sudden, this thing pulled his head, right. All of a sudden, I was like, "Oh, this thing's fierce." So I went and go get a stick, right. I walked on a stick. I come back, that thing is still sitting there waiting for me, right, looking me in the face, right. I was like, "Holy shit, this little thing is fierce, man." So I just left that little thing alone. I used to always catch snakes when I was in New York. I was like, I left this little thing alone. Then I went to the library like a couple of days later. I said, what kind of snake is that, right? I turned it into a water moccasin. I said, holy shit. I said,
Oh
there you go.
yeah.
Like the same picture. I said, there you go. The same face and everything on the picture of the water moccasin. I was like, that was a baby water moccasin. No wonder it was so damn fierce. It said thing difference between a water moccasin and a water snake. Water moccasin will stand its ground, will not run, will confront you, and everything like that. So, yep, that's exactly what that snake did. I walked down the ways of like 50 feet. When I come back, that thing is sitting there waiting for me. That thing was like, "What? You want some of this shit?" And I was like, "Damn, man." And then I said, "That was a fucking poisonous snake, man." I came across, man. I was like, "Damn, that was a water moccasin." That was something else. That's when I first moved to Virginia, man. I was like, it was first moved to Virginia. I was like, be careful on walking on the side of the road and whatnot, these country roads and shit. But I used to walk to work every day, man. I didn't have a car, nothing like that, man. It was like my car broke down. I came down to New York with, broke down, whatnot. So it was rough, man. So, but I made it, though. I'm glad I look at where I am right now. I made it, you know. That's what I
Nah,
said,
yeah,
man.
that just make the grind stronger, bro. That's all.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm a very strong person. I bet people think I had an easy life. No, I went through hell. I went through everything. So I said like this. But one thing I am not going to do is fall and become one of the white man statistics. That is not going to happen. That cannot happen. We're always going to be fighting to the last day I draw my breath. I really believe this idea of a nation of our own. I really believe that. I do think everything tells me that right now, that if we want free, now if we like what we got right now with nothing, we don't even have our own women anymore. We have nothing. We only have a sports team. We're the ones running up and down the field playing football, getting head concussions and dying and whatnot. And some white man sitting up there in the box. You think that's cool? I would like to ask Principe, is that cool? There's no. All they're gonna do is keep. There's like this. They're determined not to have any black ownership in the NFL, right? Now, what they're doing is grooming it so that when they push come to shove, they'll give Jay-Z 3% and call it black ownership.
Yeah, right. 3%. That's crazy.
Same thing he owns with the Brooklyn Nets, like 2%. And they'll give him a box seat when him and Beyonce can sit there and look important and whatnot to lord it over us Negroes and whatnot. So this is what you got. If you want that, if that's the life y'all want, hey, what can I say? You want to see more Black Mafia family and shit like that, and entertainment while the white man walks off with the real money and shit like that. He walks off with the bag.
Exactly. That's what it is. Like, that's why it's kind of hard for us to, get our money together, bro. Because majority of our people just want to be like, celebrities and rappers and shit. Like, they just want to live that same lifestyle, not knowing it costs tons of money. And the only reason why white people could do it because they got like inheritance and shit like that. You know what I mean? They
The
got
white
money
people got
from
their money inherited. They
right,
got
like. They got like $8 million in just as disposable, income. You know what I mean, at hand and shit like that. That's why. But I'm like, most of our people don't get that. Like they'll spend all their money that they work hard for, you know what I mean, that whole entire week or month, just to look like they doing something, and then they gotta work hard again. So it's no type of, no, you can't save for the next generation like that.
the next generation. Black people only save for the end of the week, man. Come on.
Bro, literally, right? It's crazy, bro.
If that, I'm giving it that much. I really don't believe black people save for the end of the day. But I'm saying the end of the week. I'm just being nice, So I said, was collar touched by a white coach? No, fool. I said a collar had a racist remark from a white coach,
Nah, he just trolling, bro.
Where's G? G's beating me up in the chat room, Somebody said that explains the anger. Oh, really? Y'all molested by a coach. Yeah. Well, funny, I never knew that. Does Mr. Marcus want to come on again? Oh, yeah, let's add Marcus on. All right, Marcus, what's on your mind, bro?
I was listening to what y'all was talking about. Shit, that's it.
So $1.5 trillion, Marcus. What's your opinion? How can we get some of that money? How can we get 10% of that flowing through banks institutions?
I'm very pessimistic of the black community right now. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I think we fully assimilated after integration. We want to be like white people. For example, I was telling my partner this earlier today. I talked.
You're breaking up. You're going in and out. Marcus, we can't hear you, bro. You're muted.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, yeah.
So, like, for example, back in the day, having a dog as a black person was seen as weird by the old heads. Now we doing the same thing, like, having dogs in the house and type shit, So as time goes on, we become
so assimilated.
Yeah, we becoming white. And we're integrating, we're having mixed babies, and the definition of black is also changing too. I look like
definition of black is definitely changed. That's what they want to do. They want to confuse us.
Yeah,
it started with Barack Obama and whatnot.
Why you say that? Why you say that? Why do you say that with Obama?
Well, because we usually talk about black. You talk about a mentality, an attitude, a history, a heritage.
Yeah.
That means I came from slavery. Like for example. When you look at old comedy skits, right?
Yeah.
Of Red Fox or Richard Pryor and whatnot, they always reference slavery, lynching, Jim Crow. But that people laugh, white people, black people, okay, we get the joke,
Yeah.
But when nowadays, man, it's like that doesn't define being black anymore, Slavery and
the Jim Crow plantations of the South.
It's not just not being black, because now you got more black immigrants here.
We really, it's less black now. It's less black, like
more and more black people coming from mixed backgrounds or raised by whites or raised around whites, like that. So
facts.
Black people are big changing.
And the new definition of black is ratchet and ghetto now. What does it look like?
Yeah. We don't have that. Everything is ghetto and hood and everything like that. So people are black, and that's white people. White people only want to see one side of black culture. For example, I said like this: white people were hip hop fans, were not. Albums like Killer Priest album would have went platinum. Grave Diggers would have been platinum. 12 O'Clock. All these groups would have been platinum. But what goes platinum? The most negative shit in our culture.
Yeah, like Sexy Red. That's what I do. And it was really over for us. Like it was really like, the white man really was doing that.
Facts.
Cause she was a perfect example.
And then you see you got these nerd white guys. I love Sexy Red. I mean,
they like fucking on them. They like screwing them. They like them type of black women. They look like.
Yeah, the ones that just go for anybody. Yeah.
And so there's a culture now of black women, and to me, I tell this world, you look and let me tell you something. I am not a racist, right? If I happen to see a white guy with a black woman, if I see they really love each other, like that, I'll leave it alone. He's gonna marry her, love her, whatever like that. I'll leave it alone, right?
Yeah.
I see that a lot of times. If I see a white man in his 50s with a black girl in her 20s, whatnot, I am sorry. I don't accept that.
You don't accept that?
No. Why? I know it's all about money. power, control, and manipulation. And she's being manipulated by this man, you know?
Do you
Yeah.
think she's being? But do you really think she's being
Yeah, I
manipulated
think
by that
so.
man? Because
So
I
white
think
guys, let me tell you something, bro. In the South here, I know this. White guys have a lot of power over black women, you know? I seen this when I first moved here, right? Actually, when I lived in New York, I did not see white guys with black women. We just stayed away from
for
each
real.
other in New York. Oh yeah, in New York.
I'm
Oh, New York.
surprised.
Yeah.
Italians. Because remember, so whites in New York are ethnic groups. You know, Jewish,
The Ellis Island
Jewish,
whites.
Irish stay with Irish, Italian stay with Italian, German stay with
What? Y'all
blacks.
segregated New York like that?
It's
Black
not
only
segregated like that. Like,
mixed together was blacks and Puerto Ricans. They're the only groups of people that really mixed together in New York. Black and Puerto Ricans were like two communities that mixed together. But the Italians basically the only people the Italians mixed with was Irish.
Irish. Yeah, I
yeah,
noticed that.
we were still friends, but like we just didn't like date each other's races.
Yeah,
Honestly,
so my whole thing is when you have this situation right now, you have these people, white guys who are preying on black women. You see them online; they're preying on
But
black.
how they manipulate them though? But
They're
they grow.
manipulating them
But
by telling them basically, telling all this negative stuff about black men. I pray about white men, you know. And let me tell you, how I know this? A lot of white women are telling. I have white female friends. They tell me this shit. They said
what they say?
white men are so jealous of black men. They're terrified of us, right? If you see, the white girls will tell you, they'll say they have a black male friend and whatnot. The white guy
Yeah.
will get he'll call, why you with that? They're like, oh, y'all fucking blah blah blah. This any old thing. He goes, but the same white guy will get with a black girl, hit on black women, or whatever like that, or Asian women, or whatever like that. White women, if you get around white women, talk to them, they'll tell you how the hypocrisy bullshit, And a lot of white women are tired of white man's bullshit, because they're like, white people go around and they make the world so dangerous for black men to even talk to. You can't even talk to a white woman, right? Because they'll make you feel a certain way, like you're a whore, dirty, you're doing something wrong, and blah, 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 what would your parents think, blah, blah, blah. White guys have control, particularly with the same white guy. He doesn't have the same respect for black women as far as like our relationship. He'll sleep with a black woman in a minute.
Yeah, they're gonna dog them out.
Underage, whatever. He don't care.
Yeah.
it's just because it's easy. Like, you know what I mean? Like I said, like
But
majority of black women had something like sexually deviant happen to them as a child, so it's easy to prey on them. You know what I mean? Like,
but what if? But they still grown though, bro. Like it's
but
like
it doesn't matter. Like if you allow the situation to define you, it doesn't matter if you're grown or not. Most people can't take accountability or face that. So like they just gonna let the situation determine their lifestyle.
but you're not giving them any agency. That's what I'm trying to say. Like it's like this, bro. There's a lot of crazy stuff that happens to black women. But this generation, if they listen to the music, a lot of them becoming sexy red. One chick I used to talk to, young, I'm gonna say what, 24, 25, I'll say 25 type shit. Got buku bread off of dudes. But like how she played it, she was like sexy red. Like they take on sexy red lifestyle, like get money off a man. So how gangster rap, remember how gangster rap affected like black men in the 90s and shit like that? That's what's going on with right now with sexy red. It's prostitute rap.
Yeah,
Now you got these black women.
No, you're right. But I was gonna say, but like you like how you say that, right? How like gangster rap and shit like that. But like, what made them? But what made niggas like that? Like they related to the music, right? It's the same thing today. These women kind of relate to her in some sort of way.
But how
you know what I'm saying?
So we'll come first. We'll come first. The prostitute rap or the women relating to the prostitute rap. What's first?
They got to be relating to the prostitute rap, or it wouldn't have popped off. You know what I mean?
But look, I live down south, bro.
Real brothers, here's the thing. The bottom line is this: our community, right? Because we don't stand up against this stuff, has become an incubator and a sanctuary for this stuff. What happened was with us is, we're black men. We basically, we're communicating that we're not going to be a sanctuary for negativity. That's why I think a lot of rappers try to clean their stuff up. Nowadays,
exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's
So
more
we
people that
don't want
celebrate that shit.
for our own death and destruction, like a
Yeah.
tomb for our own death and destruction. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what you call now, they basically using black women. The lowest thing you could do, just like the lowest thing a black man could be, is a thug, you know, and a
Mm-hmm.
criminal thug, right?
Yeah,
The lowest thing a black woman could be is a whore, right?
Prostitute.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
you know. So, bottom line is, why these two things are like this? Because it sells, you know. Now, I have no proof, right? I can't make this assertion, but notice something, right? And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna be very careful about what I'm about to say. The guys that run the black music industry are Jews, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
They're very guarded about their culture. You think
Yeah.
my culture and whatnot, you can go to them and say, my yenta bitch and all stuff like that, talking about Jewish girls.
Now you're gonna be blacklisted like Charleston White.
Dick, like that. Can you think that could happen and that
No.
become a hit song with them degrading Jewish girls?
No.
And
So why would they basically allow? Another thing is this: if you know Young Thug is involved with criminal activity, you're bankrolling him, right? Shouldn't the record companies be culpable as co-conspirators? You listen to his lyrics. You're putting out material that people are putting hits out and everything, intimidating the community, whatever like that, is violent, everything like that, and you walk away scot-free.
Yeah. Now I understand where you're coming from. Well, down. So I'm gonna say this. Like, can you hear me? Can you hear me? So like down here, like they use a lot of the gangster rappers use the record money labor to fund the enterprises, criminal enterprises. Like I know a lot of rappers that put hits on dudes that ain't like really been locked up. I think they work for the feds. Like Young Boy, for example. Like I like his music. I ain't gonna lie, but he had a lot of people killed in Louisiana type shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, so they use the record label money to fund their shit. You know.
And the bottom line is, you telling me the distributor, that's just a label, but the distributors of that stuff like that know what they're all about. They know what's going on. How come the record companies are not being brought up on RICO charges and stuff?
because they gotta have, because the only way is because they have to be hand in hand with the feds already. That's probably why those people are honestly chosen, because they already know. Because Kyle, like you said, it makes sense. They already know. For example, NBA Youngboy, like he just said, they know he's an idiot. If we give this nigga $1 million, right, he's gonna get a whole bunch of he's gonna get a whole bunch of niggas killed. Boom, that's something we already want going anyway. He's gonna get locked up. All these dumb niggas on his team gonna get locked up. So that's another thing. And we get to recuperate all this money from getting him, going to jail. And we get to get his music played.
But same for like Fredo Bang. Like one of my cousins was his top hitter for Fredo Bang. He in jail and he wasted his life. And he's like in his early 20s. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these rappers get people, hire young dudes to kill people and shit like that. Like,
in the last 3 years, almost 350 rappers were murdered. This is a genocide, you know?
Yeah, and it's like, and it's gonna get blamed on us instead of them. You get what I'm saying, Kala? That's why I'm like, it makes sense. Now I'm saying, because like how, like, like these white record labels, like they're giving all these dumb niggas money, you know what I'm saying, to kill each other, and and kill everybody, and get arrested and shit like that.
And the bottom line, there's money, there's financing behind that. I believe there's big, powerful forces who are behind the record labels saying, look, okay, here's $50 million. See what you can do with that. Because they need Black America under control, especially young Black America.
Right? And why wouldn't it be big forces behind that, Color? Right? Wouldn't that make sense that it is? Because they don't like niggas, so like we can't straight up kill these niggas anymore. We can't lynch them, right? So how about we think of a different way to do it? This is the perfect way.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like
we dying on all sides.
The whole time, the whole thing about being Black in America is living in a constant state of fear and terror. You know, before it was a slave master's whip, then it was a Ku Klux Klan. Now then it was a white gangsters and everything like that, or the Union
heroin epidemic, crack epidemic.
Now they turn that same thing and say, we got a perfect one. We got them terrorizing and killing each other. You know.
Yeah.
right? And we could just sit back and play with our family, you know, and
They
live
tried
good
to do that
lives.
in my era, right? They tried to do that in my era with the East Coast, West Coast. You know what we did though? We
What?
got it. We made songs like "We're All in the Same Gang," "Self Destruction," right? Ice Cube got with Little Kim made a song, you know. Dr. Dre got with Nas made a song when Snoop got with 50 Cent. We were telling the world they ain't no East Coast West Coast bullshit. Ice Cube got to New York Public Enemy and did a video called Burn Hollywood Burn. So we were basically saying, oh, you said East Coast versus West Coast, but we were making songs together. We showed them we fought against that. And now
Y'all brothers.
yeah, we're brothers, man. We don't care about that. Where you come from. And, we deliberately did that. Rappers on the East Coast will reach out to the West Coast. Yo, we gotta do a song. We gotta
Yeah.
show that. We gotta do a show of solidarity. We gotta show this, you know. And that
But
Ice T came and rocked the Apollo.
oh, you
He
did?
said he came to the Apollo and rocked that shit. He had everybody amped up, man. You know. And everyone's like, man, Ice is like, man, I come to New York, man. I ain't want to hear that. I'm from Cali, man, but I don't care about New York. I came to New York, man, like, man, you know, man, I took over, man. You know, everybody's like, yo, okay, you know, and then the Chronic hit, the album Chronic hit New York hard, you know. So we back in my day, we were like, nah, we ain't going for this shit, you know. This division shit, East Coast, that's stupid as shit, you know. Now, man, the newer generation, man, they were on this beef and everything like that. You know, it's deadly, man. These motherfuckers are killing. They ain't even fighting and beefing. They're just killing each other, murdering. You know,
Murder gang. Oh yeah.
it's murder rap. You know, that's all it
Murder
is. Murder.
gang.
Get to
Yeah,
that
But
but
music.
it's
a lot of the
demon
shit,
too.
a lot of shit. You can blame the South and the Midwest with this shit. You understand? Like,
Not even
Yeah.
regional.
uh,
New York is dangerous. New York is just as dangerous. And whatnot. You got all these gangs in
but
Brooklyn.
what I'm
But
trying
no, but
it,
they have more access to
it's
weaponry.
more
That's
guns.
the
So
thing.
like I said, like I got
Yeah.
people like cousins that were murdered. You know what I'm saying? Type shit.
Yeah.
Young
And
I
niggas
got
were
hey,
like,
wait. And you're
murder
from
too, man.
Louisiana, right, bro?
I
yeah.
just lost.
So wait, I just gotta ask you a question, cause like that's another thing I wanted to say, cause I heard like there's a thing like, say if you kill somebody down there and like nobody comes and testifies or something like that, like
You
you
talking
can
about New
like,
Orleans?
or yeah,
New
You
Orleans.
talking
somewhere
about the
right,
city?
somewhere like that,
It go by the French law.
30 days.
or something, right?
The French. That's the French law. But the thing is, in that part of the South, like Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, is so understaffed, and it's like I ain't gonna say a third world country, but you guys have a better infrastructure, so you can get away with more shit down south. But like, you know what I'm saying, like get rid of people type shit. And then the culture,
Yeah,
like it's something about the culture down here is very I don't know, it's just a death culture per se. It's beautiful type shit, beautiful family oriented, but don't take it there type shit. You know, especially
It's
like
just
everybody want to be gangsters, everybody
you
want to be
baby, what
killers.
it is. I think New Orleans is New Orleans and Louisiana. I think the black people suffered the most during
They
slavery and
did. They
deprivation.
come, yeah. Like my grandma, she
It
picked up
disturbed
sugar cane.
people like
Sugar
that.
cane. The sugar
Basically,
cane.
be civilized in a society. You know, it don't work like that. And so that's why black people, New Orleans and stuff like that, just don't work. I don't judge. But I say
Yeah.
like this: these people are coming out. New York, we had a chance to cultivate ourselves a little bit. You know, we had
Yeah.
Harlem, we had the Harlem Renaissance.
Well,
You know,
the
we had
thing.
education and stuff like that. We had jobs, we had industries.
Mm,
I think Black America was able to breathe a little bit. New York,
mm,
Detroit, like that. But the Deep South, places
yeah.
like Florida and Alabama and whatnot, you know, it's off the
It
chain,
was a
man.
killing
People
field. Yeah.
station
Yeah.
never experienced nothing but racism and hell, you know.
Yeah. Like if y'all know about Charles Desalande, they had like a big ass uprising back in the day, back in the early 1800s. But they lost. So what they
Yeah,
did
no,
on the river, you know about it, right? About the river
yeah.
pass, they cut their head off and put it on the stakes, so you can still see the stakes, type shit. Even in Texas, like chain gang, you know what I'm saying? Like they digging up so much stuff in Dallas. I used to live in Dallas. Like they didn't almost demolish the black. Dallas used to be a nigga city, a slave city. A lot of people, the uptown and shit, they demolished the old black headquarters, like Black Dallas. They moved them to the outskirts. So they digging up, they got mad slave graves that they finding out. Type shit. In Dallas, yeah. So
It's something about that. I don't know what it is. And like I said, hip hop, that's really New York shit. You know, we do Zydeco, we got our own culture shit. So they look at hip hop like, you know, it is what it is. They ain't all really an art form. We trying to get money off this shit. And they use that money to move drugs and buy guns, which is ignorant. But you know, they need a black reform all over. I think Black America just fucked up all over. Like on West Coast, them niggas just killed each other with crack, and with that, they left a vacuum of people, and the Mexicans took over the neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? So they killing us slowly.
Yeah, my whole thing is this: what black people? You got black people convinced that the safest they can ever be is among the white people.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. We'll be safer if we had our own government, our own land, everything like that, our own laws and everything. You would not see crime, nothing. You know, if you answer to other black people, you know.
But you got to get out that ghetto culture though, that came about. It has to be purged before you
The
start
ghetto
that.
culture is a response to living in white society. You know, that's all it is.
You think so?
You live,
You think so?
Take out. Give you 3 countries, right?
Yeah.
South Africa, Brazil, and United States.
Yeah.
3 countries that are murder capitals as far as black people, right? What they all got in common?
White
black people living in proximity of white people. Brazil's a murder capital of the world, so is South Africa, and America is almost like getting to that point, you know, murder capital. What is the difference? You got black people in a dominant white society.
So are they emulating white people? What is it?
The problem is this: the law and order and stuff like that. Black people naturally think rule of law and order, and stuff like that is a white thing imposed on them, right? So we have a natural rebellion. In other words, basically, even though I know the white man wrote the law, but the law is a law, you know, and let's obey it because it's the reason why there's a law thing. The reason why I could drive 55 instead of 95 because the law keeps you safe. You know, that's what law is for. You know? Well, when black people, when you have a situation where you culturally, right or wrong, delegitimize the rule of law, and that person is just freaking wild. They'll do anything. He's out of control. He's uncivilized, you know? If I go to Japan right now, right? Even though I know, man, I didn't break these laws. I understand when I'm in Liberia right now. There's a lot of things I don't like about this country, but I know I'm in a country. I have to obey their laws, you know?
Yeah.
I see a raggedy ass policeman. I want to tell them, get the fuck out. When they stop me in the car, when they know I'm a foreigner. They stopped me when I'm at the light when I question my driver when where's he going? I really want to tell him, man, get your fucking ass out of my field. But I can't do that.
But you can't.
I'm in this country at this checkpoint right here. He's the authority.
Yeah.
You understand how it works?
Yeah.
Black people live in America and they don't want to recognize the authority of the people or the law.
So you think that's the main reason of black crime?
That's the main reason right there. You know,
and I feel like that.
Why? You know why? Because we basically have been taught. Like, let's say, there's a difference between me, right?
Yeah.
I can tell you every day how racist white man is, blah, blah, but I know I gotta go live in the world and I gotta obey the law. You know,
you gotta work. You gotta do all that.
People hear that same message, like, okay, man, so I'm gonna go out there and not say give a fuck with her. I never said don't go out there and give a fuck. I say go out there, make a life for yourself, do what you gotta do, stay out of trouble, obey the laws, keep your nose clean, you know?
Yeah.
But you got people using this message, right? And taking the message of Malcolm X and everything like that to commit crimes and be lawless.
I don't know. I think the ghetto culture developed on the plantations, bro. Like, I don't know.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's basically a survival thing. You know, how do you look? Look, this is how it is. You got black people, right, who are trying to have some self-accusation, right?
Yeah.
If you know that the white man, he controls the plantation and everything, you're always gonna say, you're always gonna buck, you know, because you don't like the situation you're in.
You might be on some shit. I see where you're coming from now.
What happens is this. Now, after slavery, the same people that imposed slavery on you brought you over here and that you naturally fuck. I do it all the time too.
I do it too. Yeah.
Man, fuck you, man. What the hell? You have no right. I didn't ask to be brought to this country. I didn't ask for none of this shit, you know.
You
But
know
the thing
they
is,
were.
I know how to buck right in my
Mm,
mind, but I know how to buck by let me get my money and stay out of trouble because if I get in trouble,
yeah.
I'm giving them the power, you know. But you got other
Mm.
people they buck by being reckless and being stupid, you know.
And it might be a Black American trait with that bucking shit. 'Cause I'm like, it really might be that type of trait. You know.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
also, you know what I mean by that because the same black people really hate other black people who are in authority.
Mm.
Any black person who's a supervisor on the job, or police officer, or anything like that, or guard, security guard. I've done security when that black people treat you the worst. Like they'll see you okay. I'm the security. I gotta check your ID before you come in. I gotta do all stuff like that. Why are you giving me a hard time? Because black people naturally like bucking the
This is.
system,
Mm.
delegitimizing the system in their minds. You know.
Like fuck the man.
But
Screw the
man, so
man. Fuck.
even
Yeah.
even though you're black, and they'll say you were just a nigga with a check or whatnot, you know, blah blah blah, you know, and that's that. You've seen that conversation before, you know.
Yeah.
Why I think there's so many blowups like what you see at Wendy's stuff like that, where workers are fighting customers and whatnot. You know, only in the black. Why? Because of what you call the people basically want to disrespect the worker. The workers, I'm just trying to do my job or not. And the worker's like, well, that's the price, man. You know, well, fill up my fries. Or now there's a new thing where now people
Yeah.
get beat up at what's it, Chick-fil-A? No, not Chick-fil-A. Chipotle.
Huh?
Chipotle. There's a
Chipotle?
portion.
Oh. Yeah.
There's like a portion war going on. They had this big black woman, you know, throwing down the Chipotle because of the portion. I remember last time I went to Chipotle, I said, "I'm again." They didn't give me enough chicken and beans and rice and whatnot. You know, they gave me all the other crap. I said like this, so I said, "Man, I ain't eating no more. It wasn't worth the price." So I stopped eating there. But
Yeah.
man, people getting mad, man, because they portion it out and they say, "Okay." But if they think people think you like this, you like. Well, that's what my manager told me to do. I gotta weigh it like this and like this. You abandon them, put another scoop in there. You know what I'm
Mm.
talking about, you know?
Yeah.
Black people always want another scoop with some extra fries, you know, and you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's the
I
reality.
understand. I understand where you're coming from now.
That's the reality. We always want to see how we can get over on the system and whatnot, you know?
Yeah, I know.
And
Yeah. I've done that
that's
before.
our mentality, man. So even when we go into a black business, we want to get over. You know, it's like, yo, give me a discount, give me half off, man. You know,
I
but
understand
that's
that. I
how
see what you're doing.
we have to change that culture. How we culture inside of America? I don't know. I know if
We
we
got to
had
leave.
Pakistan, I know we had Pakistan. You know, the laws are written by black people. You know, you're gonna have to
So,
obey them. You know,
so what? Like this. Check this out. My fault. I'm all over the place right now. So after slavery, you heard me? Boom. You should have. I guess we should have left, or what? Like to heal
my
the
personal
black mind.
opinion is, given everything we know right now, yes, we should
Yeah.
have got out of here. Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
We should have made our way to
Um.
Liberia in large numbers and whatnot and made it work and whatnot. You know, we would be much happier now if we did that. But we didn't. We stayed in America and whatnot. And the bottom line, it sounds
So
good,
would it
right?
be our fault though? Wouldn't that be our fault?
Well, probably. The thing is, America sounds good. It's luring, right? Oh, we have a country with that. But the bottom line, America has never figured out how to basically govern. We're literally a whole nation of people inside of America.
Yeah.
And that's different from African immigrants and Caribbean immigrants because they're coming here under different circumstances. They're coming over here to be law-abiding. They take us pledge to be Americans and stuff like that. They come over here and they move into white suburban areas and things like that. So they try to
They want to assimilate.
yeah, we're resentful of that same society, you know,
Yeah.
that they're trying to assimilate with. You see how it works?
And we look at them crazy because like y'all got your own shit.
Yeah, so we look at them
You
like,
got why y'all in
to
the
lick the boots of white man, you know, and we're
why
trying
y'all
to
in the
like,
hellhole? Why y'all going to hell? Like why y'all
you know,
coming to
that's why I say when people like Chukwo come over here and try to lecture us about what we should be doing and whatnot, it's like, dude, man, come on. You know, we have communities here that the white man neglected. You know, we have communities here that should have billions of dollars worth of infrastructure and stuff like that. that
Yeah.
we never get all the money in their communities and whatnot, you know. So,
I had to
so they
explain to
went,
some people about the Highway Act, how that messed up our black businesses back in the day in the 50s, our black commerce.
yeah. So the bottom line, they make sure all the commerce flows through them. You know, we
Hmm.
didn't get loans for businesses, we didn't get none of that shit. Credit for
Yeah,
our farm, none of that shit. You
yeah.
know,
I
they say,
I
oh
think they're trying to
man,
make it extinct then, like what it look like. They're trying to just take it off. Look like
yeah, it's
that.
benign neglect. When if you die off,
Hmm.
whatever. If you live, whatever like that, they can say what how great and wonderful they are. What they give them self praise. You know, so either way we lose. You know, they win no matter regardless. You know, but the bottom line, what I can't understand is when I look at the raw numbers, like 99% of all our money goes to them.
Well,
You know,
let me ask you something else then about this Nation Islam. I want to talk about Nation Islam now. Liza Muhammad talking about black man do for self and want to build a nation within a nation. Why didn't he go to Liberia when the Liberia was still giving us dual citizenship?
well, but the
I'm
thing
not
about
understanding. Same for Malcolm X. Some ain't adding up. Not
yes,
adding up.
unfortunately, the Nation of Islam, right?
Yeah.
They was a type of organization, right? They say they call themselves civilized and everything like that. And the whole thing is this: they can only exist in the context of the white civilization, right? They're wearing the
How?
suits, bow ties, stuff like that. Now could the Nation of Islam exist in an area where they have to freaking sweat 24 hours a day and do hard work? No, of course not.
But they
Or
had
the nation
farms though.
never been responsible for feeding millions of people.
But they had
So
farms though. I heard they had farms back in the day.
yeah, but farmers never were successful.
Over.
Farmers were successful, and so therefore, like I said, I appreciate the Nation of Islam, what they're trying to do and everything like that. But the problem was they were trying to do it inside of America. Gaddafi offered them land in Libya.
For
You
real?
know that
What?
Gaddafi had offered Farrakhan land in southern Libya to build a homeland. He rejected it. Same thing with
Damn.
Charles Taylor, sent the emissary to the Main Man March. He's more than welcome to come here and whatnot. And
For real?
not interested. So the whole thing is this: Farrakhan doesn't want to part ways with America.
So he might be like he might be
Now,
fled to a co and pro.
let me say this.
Yeah.
In all respect, right? Now, I come from upstate New York. I used to see groups like the Hasidic Jews and the
Yeah.
Amish. They stayed in America, but they got their own towns and communities that's self-sufficient. They have their own tiny factories. They make everything from jellies to candles and whatnot. The Amish community, upstate New York, and stuff like that. And they live basically a separatist life. How come the
Yeah.
Nation never built communities like that?
I think because they black though. They can't. They're not gonna let them do that. In
No, they
America.
could have did that. Nation of Islam could have did that, but they didn't want to do that. They didn't want to do it. You can check this out. Father Divine had that. He did that. He was black. All other black groups did their own communities in upstate New York. I remember that, And
So
so the Wapians did it. The bottom line is the Nation of Islam never had serious people in the Nation of Islam. They should have basically had their own strip malls, their own housing and stuff like that. Their own housing
sound
and
like
school.
Khalid Muhammad should have been the leader there.
None of that. They ain't built no communities. They ain't built nothing. They
So
could have had their
Farrakhan just all talk.
restaurants and all that, flea markets and all stuff like that. People that came
Yeah.
there and to their village and bought from them and stuff like that, they could have been happy,
Yeah.
but they didn't do that. Why? I have no idea. What it is like people tell me. They said there's people that propose that in Nation of Islam or not. What happens is Nation of Islam is just full of people who are envious, jealous people who think by being there a long time or being like this that they need to be respected and blah blah blah. So when you come up there, I had a couple of guys that went to the Nation of Islam with degrees and everything like that. And they was like,
Mhm.
man, basically throw your degrees in the car. That don't mean nothing around here,
You gotta kiss
So
up to Farrakhan.
yeah, or whoever the minister, not even Farrakhan, the ministers. And look at it, you gotta go out there and sell this, and they want all your money, your time. everything like
So like a
that. They
gang.
no real
So
plan with the
so
nation. Trust me, I was
well, let
with
me
them one
let
time.
me let,
There's no plan, with them guys. They ain't got no plan.
let me ask you about Martin Luther King then. Why the hell do you want us to integrate if we had Liberia then? Some may add no. I'm not understanding.
Well, I
If we
think
had Liberia,
Martin Luther
I'm not
King.
getting this.
All due fairness to Martin Luther King, right? He was only talking about integration when he was a young man. That was in the 1950s, so in Birmingham. Over the years, like that, he changed. By the time the end of his life come, right, he started getting into, like, black politics and stuff like that. He was basically saying to himself, what the hell is going on? In other words, basically, people would tell him when he went to that Montgomery, that Memphis boycott, or the union, the workers, whatever like that. They would tell him,
Yeah.
man, look, Martin. They told him when he went to California, we're tired of hearing your dream. We want jobs.
That what he said? That what he said?
People tired of hearing about a dream and whatnot. People like black people, like, we don't give a shit about no sitting next to
Damn.
people and stuff like that. We want jobs. We want to live our life. Everything like that. We want jobs. We want like that. We want to live our dreams, whatnot. So he started changing his message a little bit. He didn't realize integration was just like, that was mostly white people who started that integration and stuff like that, because that was based on the whole
They
idea
want our
of,
money.
no, it's the whole idea of this relationship. This myth about America is black and white, and we got to get black and white together somehow, And so to be
Black and white
American
together.
means to have a black and white people together under one flag, one government, like this, and that really does not work. Because
I think it's a different meaning though. I think they just want to mix us with them people. That's what it looked like.
yeah,
That's what I think it is. They want us to be
don't
mixed.
want is black people being separate, because remember something, the image America's trying to sell itself to the world. Is the only reason why we had civil rights in the first place is because America was trying to change its image to the world. That was it.
Yeah.
Had nothing to do with black people, had to do with America trying to tell the world, which is like majority people of color, that America is not a racist, and stuff like that. So that's why they had a civil rights movement, We gotta make something.
We could have had a manifest destiny of Liberia shit. Fuck. Damn,
So
man.
the bottom line is this: the bottom line is they don't want black people leaving the United States, because the whole idea of America is people supposed to be trying to get here. If you leaving the United States, man, whatever circumstance it is, that goes against the narrative of the story of America. Like, Trump, man, he's like, oh man, he's trying to block all these people from coming to America. What's gonna happen when black people, like, another 2 years, whatever like that? We're lucky with the African stand. We're like, well, imagine if we have tens of thousands of people trying to leave. Like, you got 70,000 Afrikaners trying to come to America, right?
Hell no.
So what I'm saying is this, though. Who knows, man? There could be a movement right now where everybody's talking about it, right? What if we have a movement where, like, 4 million black people express interest in moving to an African country? All we need is an invitation, 4 million people.
Yeah, they're not inviting us though. Maybe Ghana, but Ghana on that bullshit.
Yeah, Ghana. That's all right, but Ghana's not. Not really. I mean, it's not really. It's all right, man. But we need a bigger country and a bigger economy. You know what I'm saying?
Like what?
Need something bigger. You need a country like Zambia and Angola. They're huge. To give us space. And we need to build new territories and whatnot. And we need that host country investing in us. We could basically build infrastructure. We build our own tax base and everything like that. We split it with the host country. It's easy ways to do it. But we'll be able to definitely be generating tax revenue, Yeah, we can be done, man. Like I said, man, hopefully another year I'll be able to put together a list of the pioneering force. People want to actually go. I'm gonna get people money where life is next year. That's what I'm gonna do. 2026 is I'm gonna start writing up or have a website, a database of potential pioneers.
Yes, indeed.
Once I get like 5,000 people, we're gonna make it happen. Pioneering,
Man, I get to it. Shit, we need that.
Rap needs to be banned in the black nation state.
Because
depends on what rap it is, man.
Well, what happened?
We'll have a ministry of culture, and they will look over everything. You know, if your music ain't saying shit, guess what? You ain't getting no airplay, and we'll block you on the internet, stuff like that.
We
Hey,
need
you want music?
to
Listen to
have
it, but you get no air.
have.
Imagine if we had our own control over broadcasting license and stuff like that. You know,
We did though, huh? Until the
no, we don't have it.
1990,
We don't
back
have
in
it
the
in
day. I said back in
We
like
had our
1996.
broadcasting stations, but what I'm saying is this though: how does a person get a license in the first place? You know, see in Liberia, if I want to open up a TV station or radio station, I gotta go to the Liberian Broadcasting Authority in this country. You know,
Mm-hmm.
see in America, you gotta go to the FCC, and we got a lot of people who don't mean us any harm, broadcasting to us, our community, whatnot. You know, garbage. Because all they got is an FCC license. We have no control over who markets and broadcasts to our people. That's why I said, man, in America, all you have to do is figure out one thing. In America, we'll never be able to live the dream or the power that we need to control our community and build our community, because the white man is not going to let that happen, because it's his thing. He's always going to promote the sexy reds. He's always going to promote all this stuff like this, because that's
Glorilla, Lil Baby, all them crazy people.
all stuff like that. These people will be a footnote in history in our nation. If it would not exist, you know, we'll have new music and new everything like that. No new culture.
We need intellectual. We need an intellectual culture. No music shit,
We'll have
entertainment
all
shit.
that. The only thing you're gonna see on a television station and everything like that are the highest, the beauty about black people. You know, stuff like intelligence. You ain't gonna see all this garbage like they put on the TV. You ain't gonna
Shaking
see
that.
kissing. You ain't gonna see two men kissing when I call
Hell
it
no.
whatever it is. You know, you ain't gonna see that shit. You know.
Mm.
You ain't gonna see all this garbage when all this garbage that we have in America that they tell us to put up with. On one hand, they give us all this garbage culture. They say, "Oh, Carla, man, fix your community." There is no damn community, you know.
It's
Yeah,
done.
community. You know what I'm saying? We would have different things. You know, we have different things that's building ourselves up and whatnot. You know,
We
I
don't have an
remember
enterprise.
they
No
created
enterprise.
Sesame Street just for me, people like me, inner city kids and stuff like that. It was based on the fact that they knew that kids needed role models and education geared to them. Imagine what our kids are going to be like in our own nation with our own education and stuff like that, you know, in their young minds and whatnot, you know? So bottom line is this. So our kids ain't gonna know what a fucking sexy red is or 50 Cent, you know, stuff like this. They ain't gonna know what no freaking gangster rap. The people, man, that put this stuff out here, they don't care that our kids are listening to this garbage stuff. They
don't
play
care
it
about the kids.
They play it in the afternoon. It used to be a time where even like songs like LOJ, they would wait till late night. That was rough back in the days. Yeah, Run DMC LOJ was like too risky for daytime radio, you know? Now look at it.
What?
Now you got songs like My Hitters, My Choppers, and whatnot. You know, I put this.
At my baby daddy. At my baby daddy. That's the song.
Shit, you know, on prime time.
And you got kids singing it
on their way home from school. You know, what do you think is
I
going to
remember,
happen to the culture?
Man, nah, I remember when I was
In
24.
Liberia, we don't have that music in Liberia. And this country's so peaceful. Oh, and here they play Afro beats. They play a lot of old school hip hop, house music, and stuff like that. Here, you don't never hear that garbage music. You know, it's not popular here at all. You know, and so that the people, there's a certain tranquility you feel here when you come here. It's peaceful. You know, even when people get into arguments, man, they're like, "Oh, whatever, bro." They go back to being friends and whatnot, you know, because it's just like one party, you know. Like there's like a big party, you know. But America, man, motherfuckers trying to kill each other and whatnot. You ever look at somebody the wrong way, or
that was about to happen to me yesterday.
Motherfuckers ready to kill you.
Man, look, it was about to happen to me yesterday. I was at my partner house and he's roommate with some Chicago dude, and we were debating. Dude acting feminine and wanted to fight. I'm like, you want to fight over a debate? I'm like, that's some feminine type shit. You want to fight?
What's the debate?
It was the most silliest stuff. It was like, what was it about? It was about food. It was about food. They were debating over food, and it was the dumbest shit. And you keep just debating. You make an empire to a mountain. I'm like, bro, Y'all tripping like y'all, but it's a lot of feminine shit. It's feminine. It's like a single mom. It gets played out. You can't even have a simple debate with your own people.
Yeah, without somebody pulling out the gat,
Yeah.
like that.
Or just trying to harm.
Simple
It's
things,
crazy.
simple arguments and whatnot. Motherfuckers are pulling out gats, killing each other and shit.
The simplest shit. Like acting like animals. Shit.
But that's America, right? The great country of America, man. If that's what America is, I don't want nothing to do with it. Once you be able to say in your heart to give up America, like Tariq, he says he sees black immigrants coming in and taking something. I like, look, they can have it,
But what did Tariq say? The reparations.
Basically, he's like, oh, we got it popular here. We're foundational black Americans. We're here first, blah, blah. I'm like this, man. I'm at the point now, these black Americans will come over here. They can have these motherfuckers,
I know that's right.
They can have America. They can have this shit, We're ready to have our own nation,
In America, America's going down. Like, this motherfucker go down, you going down with it.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to go down, I ain't trying to do all this shit,
You gonna go down like the Roman Empire shit. So you gotta have your own shit and control your own destiny. You understand? That's that.
Exactly. Anyway, brothers, it's late over here, man. I appreciate you guys. I might be tomorrow night. I'll be back in the States on Friday. But I'm tired here. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning over here. I know it's only what 12 o'clock over there. It's 4 o'clock over there. I'm really tired.
All right,
anyway, y'all coming on. Thanks for everybody showing up. Thanks for everybody commenting. Y'all take care. Have a good night. God bless. Love you all. Y'all take care, man.